Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he.
What? Wait, hold on. Is that?
Yeah, you'll get it.
We had tonight. Is that Seeker?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I paid my taxes.
Roll me. Why don't you stay? That's such a great song.
Yeah.
It is okay. Is it that? Here's the thing: is it that we're getting old? Is it that we're getting older that music stands out so well? But also, that music was before our time.
True.
But like, I feel like none of that is today. But then I don't want to be one of those guys that's like today's music.
Yeah.
It
is different.
Where is like I've been on this run lately of like Yacht Rock and Doobie Brothers and a lot of 60s stuff. I
paid my taxes.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's before my time, and
right.
I still am drawn to it.
Yeah.
Like where is that?
I always think that's interesting too. Like if we bring up some older artists, that's before my time. You've never heard of them,
right?
I'm not saying you have to like them,
right? No,
like when you say how you like Louis Armstrong, Jason.
Love him.
Hey, okay.
But it was before your time.
I say there's nothing wrong with putting on a little Louis Armstrong. There's nothing wrong with putting on a little Louis Armstrong.
I was trying to think of like a 1920s.
I know, yeah. It's always like bat flapping the Wailers, and it's all crackly when you listen to it, which I think sometimes the crackly adds.
Yeah.
I mean, anyways, I'm kind of I'm in that stress mode right now because I leave tomorrow, and I'm a chronic overpacker. You know this. And the packing started yesterday. Well, the pre-packing starts like over the weekend when I start making notes. Every time I go somewhere, I'm like, I forgot this. I forgot that. What?
You make notes for your packing.
I was thinking the same thing.
So,
Chris.
okay. So here, let me
your phone?
Yes, because here, let me explain. Like I just make notes. Like if I'm of course not when I'm driving. If I'm out and about, if I'm not access to my packing stuff, or if I'm not at home, then I'll be like, oh, remember charger or
you have a bag for electronics.
No, I know I do. And then I have little mini zippered bags for like the cords and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm
just the plain electronics.
Just the plain electronics, dude. I am a walking Best Buy on that plane. And can never have too many USB cords. We never had USB A to USB C cords and USB C to USB C cords. Like I'm always going to run out. And then I'm the guy that brings the block that I plug in that has all of the even more outlets coming out of it so I can plug everything in and charge everything. And then this last time I had that little desktop fan I brought with me. So I've got my little, and it's like I spend like from the time I get in my seat to the time we take off is like I set up, and I'm always worried because I know someone is looking over and just like, oh Jesus, are you
this
serious?
guy?
This guy. But I don't. I don't bother anyone. I have
Dork.
You bother that person
probably
for some reason.
You remember the movie As Good as It Gets with Jack Nicholson,
Sure.
Helen Hunt? Okay, I'm a little Jack Nicholson in like I want everything set up. It's gonna be it's a 12-hour flight. I want everything set up right, from the clothes I'm wearing. I always shower right before I leave, like at the last minute, right before I leave, and I put on like a sweatsuit, something that's just super comfortable.
Yeah. So you're ready to run through the airport.
Right. Yeah.
I
Seriously.
think that was the first time on air someone has said, "Have you seen As Good as It Gets" since 2002?
I think it's probably top of
I
mind.
pay my taxes.
We just watched it last weekend with the kids as we're trying to like.
Oh, did you watch the movie that I suggested?
Okay, no,
But
but
you were supposed to.
I was not my fault because we were gonna watch it, and then the couple we travel with, she like fell asleep before we put it on, and I didn't want to watch it without everybody, because I showed them the clip you showed me. I was
Okay.
like, here's our movie tonight, and they all laughed and were like, let's go. And then meanwhile the kids are inside watching Bullet Train for the 900th time.
Good movie.
Entertaining.
It's entertaining.
Yeah.
The first time I watched it. Anyway, and every time I go, no matter how much I pack, no matter how heavy my bag is that I check, and no matter what, I forget something. Last time it was button-up shirts. I have two suits that I have over there. I forgot the button-up shirts underneath. How do you even do that?
What's good is your balance. You forget stuff here and you forget stuff there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Maybe make more notes.
Last time, well, I did, because last time I forgot because we go take a walk every morning, right?
And last time you left Kevin.
Last time, it's easy to forget. I forgot. I like to walk in sweats. I forgot sweats.
I'm sorry, I was really picturing Kevin doing the Home Alone.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
Mustache mushed up. He's been left.
Yeah.
And it's funny because tomorrow's day will start at 3:30, and then we leave
In the morning?
Well, to come here.
Oh,
Yeah, and then you do the show. No time for nap though, because we leave
that's for the plane.
here. Yeah, well, right. We leave here at 12:30, and the plane doesn't even leave till like 5:30. I feel like that's a little ridiculous, right?
Seems a bit early.
Especially when you consider like the trip from here to there is not going to be that long.
Shouldn't be.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're going to get there way early. First time I've ever flown United, so I'm a little nervous about that. I don't know what the hell's going on. I've studied. I've watched YouTube videos.
You've studied.
No, I really have.
What have you learned?
Look, I've been reading. This morning was.
See, I can't make fun of you, Dave, because I do stuff like that all the
Really?
time.
Dude,
Don't they
You
love-
just go to YouTube and
Yeah.
say like, "Oh, I haven't done this before. What is this?"
yeah.
Don't they love to fly and it shows?
They
that
well,
them?
that's what they. I think so. I think we love to fly and it shows. I think that's United.
Somebody. Anyway.
And no, I'm like on Reddit reading all the like, here's the tips and tricks. And then YouTube, I'm like watching reviews and stuff. And I've learned that like the odd number seats face straight and have a window right there, but then the even numbered seats are kind of catty cornered. So like you're looking out into the aisle if somebody is walking down. Like there's different, you learn the seats you want, the seats you don't, where you want to book, where you don't want to book, whatever, right? And it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It really does not matter. But then like I have this I have this checklist I have that I go like, okay, because really it's the dumbest thing. Like you get over there and you're like, oh, I didn't pack socks. I say we've all done that, but I don't know if it's just we all or I have.
Yeah. I mean,
Every time I go over there, I bring a bathing suit. Why? There's no pool or spa in the hotel. I don't know, but what if something comes up and I need one immediately?
yeah.
What if you're in Germany and you have to go to a spa?
With the kids.
Okay, so Jason, we love to fly and it shows as Delta.
Ah,
You're probably thinking of We Fly the Friendly Skies, which was United Airlines, but they changed the slogan to now good leads the way.
that's stupid. Good leads the way.
What?
Yeah.
They probably had like 100 consultants tell them how good it
Oh,
was.
yes, they did.
And the consultant said, hey guys, the skies are no longer friendly.
What was the old one? The old United one?
Fly the
friendly skies.
That's a great slogan.
Yeah. It's not friendly up there.
No,
anymore.
and if you're gonna change it, it's like do something that plays off of like United. We're in this together. No, that doesn't sound great. United. Fingers crossed.
We'll give you a puppy. Or something like that.
United. We'll see.
Right.
Parachute's optional.
Right.
United. Your flag or your bag or you will get to your destination.
That other one works too.
Yeah.
Either way. Everything's done. Like I've uploaded passports. I've done the whole like I'm ready. I've got my paper. Everything's done. And then I'm even like, what video game am I going to play? What shows? I'm downloading the last season of Ted Lasso, which I've been holding off on watching. Severance, which everyone won't shut up about, and I'm downloading something else. Oh, I always have West Wing just in case I need to go to bed.
Have you seen that before?
You know what though? I'm at the point of the show where I'm into the crappy seasons that I never watch.
Did you see it's back on Max?
Oh, did I see? I was in all the places. Like, and you know what really sucks is because they took West Wing off of Max on New Year's Day, and I went to watch it when I went to bed the morning of January 1st because that's my go to sleep show. So it was about like 1 a.m. and I'm tripping, dude. I can't find it. I'm searching for it. What the hell? I finally go on Twitter and put in West Wing, and there's like 4 people that are like, it's gone. So one guy was like, hey, here's what I'm doing. You can get all 7 or 8 seasons on Apple right now. Apple was smart. They knew it was coming. So they sold all 8 seasons for $40. And I bought it because I was like, you know what? I've watched this so much. I'm going to watch it for the rest. I'm $40. I never have to worry about it being gone again. But then Max brought it back for free. So I go and I watch it on Max. Anyways, then it's like I've got my video games. I bring my little controller. I bring my little controller for my phone if I want to play a game on my phone. And what ends up I bring all this stuff. I have everything set. I have so much stuff to watch. I've got stuff to play. Everything. And then I end up watching West Wing and the flight map. I'm a sucker for a good flight map. Oh my God. I always have the flight. That's what I use the TV, the flight map. I just watch the flight map. That's it.
Plane doesn't move very fast.
No, but like sometimes on the good ones you can zoom and it'll show you like going over streets super fast, which is kind of fun. And then I zoom out and like, especially if you can like see if you have visibility. I like to look at the map and then look down and be like, who are these people and what do they do? Like that's just where they live in Elk, Wyoming. Mm-hmm. What's their day like? Right. What are they doing today? Is there somebody down there looking up going, oh, there's a plane. Where are they going? And then I'm up going, oh, there's
we're communicating.
Yeah, we're kind of communicating. Oh, there you go. Great. And then,
have a good day.
I did find out one thing, and then okay, we got to break. I did find out one thing. Apparently, United's big signature thing is after the meal, they serve a hot fudge sundae. They have a hot fudge sundae cart.
Game changer.
Yeah, right.
What?
No, dude. Look it up. It's a hot fudge sundae cart.
Do you have to go? It's got to be longer flights because I flew United. I didn't get a sundae.
No, you go and they bring the cart through. And you can get chocolate or vanilla, and then it's got you got all these different syrups and toppings, all kinds of stuff.
They build it for you, or
yeah, you just tell them what you want, and then it's in one of those Sunday glasses.
It's in a baseball helmet.
Wouldn't that be? It's in like a little plain helmet. Yeah. No, it's like the glass bottom and then the bowl on top. Yeah, it's in like an actual whatever. So. Yeah. They let you pre-order.
What you should do is bring your own bowl. Say, hey, fill this up.
Hey, can you pack that? Is that an aerosol? 100%.
Oh man, I packed the bowl, but I forgot my shoes.
Don't say pack the bowl on the plane. It might be an issue. We'll take a break. Hey, UC Davis head basketball coach Jim West is going to join us as he does each and every Wednesday. That's coming up at 6:44. Kayte Christensen in her regular slot. She's going to be on with us at 9. Sean Salisbury, who couldn't make it yesterday. Well, I mean, I don't know what the weather's like today, but he's
let's kick it.
Scheduled at 8:13. And Alan Stiles, I was just randomly rolling through Twitter, and it's like, oh, Alan's talking to Keegan Murray. I guess Keegan Murray joined Alan right from practice. I listened to it, and it sounded like Keegan was right in the room with him.
Nice.
Great audio. So we're going to re-rack that at 7 a.m. It's about 6 minutes of a visit with Keegan, which is a lot. It is 6 minutes in Keegan years is like a half-hour sit-down, like
45 questions.
Right, 100%. So we're going to do all that. Plus, we got Kings Warriors tonight. We've got Hall of Famers and a little trade in the NBA that may or may not affect your Sacramento Kings. We'll take a break. We got a nice 3 hours and 45 minutes waiting for you. No Sundays, but we'll do our best to fix that. It's Dave, it's Chris, it's Jason. We'll be right back.
Kevin Herter plays here.
It's Herter. He's been hot. He fires. He's still hot. Kevin Herter from downtown has a 15-point first quarter.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way, 30.
Don't miss the excitement of 49ers game day. Secure your spot at Levi's Stadium for the 2025 season.
20, one block and he's in.
Season tickets are available now. Inventory is limited, so to speak with a representative, call 415-GO-49ers.
Touchdown!
That's 415-GO-49ers.
San Francisco!
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Kings have it. Shot clock's off. 12 seconds to go, and the final seconds countdown. Looks like it's going to be a final margin of a 30-point wire-to-wire win for the Sacramento Kings. And for the first time in a year, the Kings now have a 4-game winning streak. Doug Christie is the interim head coach, enjoying the fact that his club has won 4 out of 5 since he took the reins, and they'll try to build on that tomorrow night against, a Heat ball club that is going to be fully engaged and hopeful of making some kind of a statement after an embarrassing loss to the Utah Jazz.
Hey, there you go. That's your Sacramento Kings. That's your Gary Gerald, the man, the myth, the legend. Hey, from the 530, I'll just address this and then we'll move on because this is a perfect text to get my brain going. Dave's the kind of guy who takes both armrests on the flight. Listen to me. If you ever fly and you're sitting next to me, you lucked out because I follow I am psycho about it. If you're in the middle seat, you get both armrests.
You get both.
You get 100% both armrests. I'm a big guy. I have long legs. I will not cross the threshold, right? I have almost burst my insides before, my bladder, because if I'm on the window seat and there's a middle seat and there's an aisle seat, I will do everything I can not to get up because then everybody's got to get up and move. It just bothers people. I don't take my shoes off. I don't do any of that crap.
Just your pants.
Yes, but I'm usually wearing a thong, so it's not like I'm going naked.
Right.
Yeah, no, you got to follow the rules,
and
man.
530, the way Dave travels, he's in one of those apartments in the plane.
You got to relax.
He doesn't have.
You got to relax.
He can have all 7 armrests if he wants.
We need the YouTubes are crying out for the camera, which I can't blame them. We'll take care of you in a second. Yeah, Kings Warriors tonight, and Jason. As a matter of fact, we what was it? 3.5 was the line yesterday. But there's been some developments on the Warriors end as they are missing some guys.
Yeah.
So I am kind of curious. We'll just get this right out of the way. All right. I don't know who went first. Chris, who is favored and by how much? Now let's just update. 3.5 yesterday. The Warriors announced they are missing Draymond Green, Jonathan Kuminga, and Brandon Podziemski. Somebody else too, but I don't think it matters.
Kyle Anderson.
Kyle Anderson. Thank you.
Anderson's not making the game?
No, the Anderson. Yeah. He might be making it at some points. Who's favored by how much?
I'll go back with my one from yesterday, Kings by 6.5.
Yeah, which is what we all said. So I'll give it one more, 7.5.
7.5. To be very fair, I saw it. I would have said 9.5. That would have been my guess in my head. I with everything adjusted, I would have said 9.5. Wouldn't that be janky if it was 9.5? It's not, but that would be cheating. Jason Ross, we have a correct answer, and that correct answer goes to Jason Ross.
Hey.
Yeah, well done. The Kings are favored by 7.5 over the Warriors. By the way, this is an Aspen game.
Yes, it is.
And so does Kayte not work that?
No, they
either?
can work today.
Oh, but they don't work TNT?
TNT and I think ABC National, they have the exclusivity.
But not ESPN?
Nope.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Way to negotiate, ESPN, stupids. That will tip off at 7 o'clock tonight. Hey, favored by 7.5, favored by 1.5, favored by 17.5. Who cares?
Just get a W.
Just get a W. You're still going up against Steph Curry,
Yep.
and you're still going up against a fairly well-coached team that will play NBA players. This is not, this ain't the Wizards.
Right.
This is a proud team that got spanked last time they played, got spanked at home by Boston. Do not take it for granted. I would like to, again, normally a normal Kings Warriors matchup, I'd be like, man, just want a good game. I hope we win. It'd be a great win. The Kings should win tonight. They should expect to win tonight. And I would like them to go in kind of like they did against the Wizards. Just be like, look, we're the better team, but we're not going to play like that. And let's try to blow these guys out again. Like nothing.
Fight me! Fight me! Fight me! Fight me!
No, Draymond's not playing.
Oh.
Yeah. Although he'll still be there. Maybe that gives him more time to yammer.
Activities.
Yeah. Bunk beds, the whole thing. So, but I am excited. Kings Warriors, always exciting.
Yes.
I imagine the Warriors contingent, because they've been losing lately, will be slightly muted tonight because they're incredibly bandwagon, but there'll still be some players.
Of course there will.
Yeah. Okay. Also, I have to say this too. I've been waiting 22 minutes. I can't help it. I don't know if it's what you're wearing on top of it. I don't know if I know it's I keep thinking Chris is like, those people that guide the Jets in with the orange things, because it looks like he's wearing one of them jackets, one of the reflector vests. That's I'm assuming that's some sort of it's because of whatever you're wearing over the jersey. I think it makes it look like you're wearing an entire vest underneath it.
Oh, yeah, it's the city jersey based off of their jersey from 1999 when they were promoted against Gillingham.
Can we both agree too that soccer jerseys over there are kind of weird?
No, I really like this one.
I'm not saying but I'm saying also as a collar.
Huh?
Can you imagine a jersey over here having a collar?
Oh yeah, that would be.
It's just, I don't know. They have collars, dude.
I like the collar.
Do you really?
Uh-huh.
I like that call.
Not a very good collar. Cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
Our second member of the class of 2025 won 251 games and struck out 3,093 batters during a 19-year career with the Cleveland Indians, Milwaukee Brewers, and New York Yankees. Today, CC Sabathia becomes a member of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I like the thing they've started doing now every year for a while now, where for most of these guys, like you're filming them getting the call. But it also leads me to believe, like, are there videos out there of like people and they just missed or they don't get it? Like, if you just missed making the Hall, like Andrew Jones is getting pretty close. Did he get a call, or do you just not get a call and you're waiting to see if you get a call? Like, what? That's what I want to know. Was Andrew Jones?
Would you want a call to know that you were close or short of it?
So I've thought a lot.
I wouldn't want to make that call.
No, well, of course you wouldn't.
Hey, Andrew, calm down.
Yeah. Or like, see, you say you don't want to make that call, Chris, but let's be honest.
You'd play with it.
Andrew Jones, Christopher Laud, Baseball Writers Association. I've got great news for you. Yeah, the baseball writers have elected to give you another shot next year at making the Hall of Fame. You just fell short.
I wouldn't do that. I would do that to the person that got in. I'd be like,
that would also be
this
fun.
is the toughest call to make.
Toughest call I've ever had to make, because Daughter spilled Legos all over the floor on the way to the phone. You're in. Ow. Yeah, I just want to know how that works. I feel like and by the way, I would want to call. I would want to call so I'm not waiting because I would either want a call or I would want something like if you haven't, okay, so you should get a call around 1 o'clock if you made it. If you haven't, if nobody's called you by like 1:10, you didn't make it.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be waiting like, oh, I can't use the phone. I got to call you back. I'm waiting on a call. What am I talking about? Yep, call waiting. But, or like I can't go out to lunch or whatever. I might have to get this call. And then my wife's sitting there with the phone waiting to film. Anyway, the big story, and it seems like this happens way too much. We'll get to this later, is there is a manhunt right now. There is a full-blown manhunt with all local and federal agencies, I hope, coordinating to find the tallywhacker that did not vote for Ichiro. He was unanimous except for one guy. One guy who like, and you gotta find that person whenever they find him. You gotta out him. And you're not allowed to vote anymore. I'm sorry.
You're taking the privileges away.
You're
for their opinion.
No, because their opinion sucks. Like you are at least like a 5-year suspension while they learn their lesson. Like you can't not vote Ichiro.
They have to take steroids.
100 in the eye, just super muscular eyes. That would probably sting. Also, the Suns made a trade. We'll get to that later and how that could or could not affect the Sacramento Kings. 6:44, Jim Les. Coming up next, Kings Warriors. We'll look at that injury report, and we'll talk about the last time they played at Chase Center not that long ago. We'll be right back after this.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Wednesday, and after the chill of the morning wears off, we've got a pretty nice day ahead. But for the morning, you may see some patches of fog and frost as temperatures get down around freezing. By the afternoon, expect sunshine and highs today in the low 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Don't miss the excitement of 49ers Game Day by securing your 2025 season tickets now. Inventory is limited, so speak with a representative. Dial 415-GO-NINERS and reserve your seats. That's 415-GO-NINERS.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, reminding you that every deal at Folsom Lake Ford is a slam dunk. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, including America's best-selling truck for over 47 years, Ford F-Series, plus a huge selection of Broncos, Bronco Sports, and all of Ford's award-winning SUVs at FolsomLakeFord.com. Listen, I know a great play when I see one, and if you want to save on a new Ford, you gotta drive the lane straight to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with zero down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest financing, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. So hurry to Folsom Lake Ford, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they're my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop them online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
T-Mobile 5G home internet keeps getting better. Get our fastest connection loaded with benefits. Get T-Mobile's best home internet starting at $55 a month with auto pay and any voice line. Plus, Price Lock. We won't raise your rate on internet. Check availability at T-Mobile.com/home internet.
Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Guarantees regular monthly rate plan price of fixed wireless 5G internet data with qualifying service. After $15 bill credit with postpaid voice line plus $5 a month without auto pay with debit or bank account. Regulatory fees included for qualifying accounts. $35 connection charge applies. Speeds vary due to factors affecting cellular networks.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean, and there I was 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Kyle Draper. Equip your staff with top-notch uniforms, professionally cleaned and delivered weekly to your workplace by Alsco Uniforms, proud sponsors of the Sacramento Kings Mob Crew. Our services include uniforms, towels, floor mats, mops, first aid supplies, and restroom essentials to uphold cleanliness and safety standards in your business. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Visit alsco.com to learn more. Again, visit alsco.com.
Insurance companies perform a very valuable service, but they want to keep their money. Although most cases settle before trial, it is paramount that the insurance companies know that if pressed, your legal team has the experience to take your case all the way. For 25 years, Ashton & Price has earned the reputation that if the insurance company isn't fair, we're ready to force them to be fair. My mom used to warn me, wait till dad gets home. Think of us as dad. The best part, there's no fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
We were just talking, Chris is telling a food story. I have as you know, Chris, a number of Latino friends. And I noticed whenever they take pictures of food, 94% of the time, there's just like random jalapeno on the plate. Just random jalapeno on the plate. And I'm guessing that's just, for obvious reasons, that's just the spice. And I don't know. I was thinking about this yesterday. Do you eat your food and just grab the pepper and bite it? Do you knife off a slice of the pepper and put it with the bite on your fork? And is there a bland American equivalent to, is that our hot sauce? Would that be the equivalent? Like how it's in a bottle, we just go, but like the jalapeno is like fresh and better, in my opinion.
No,
like I think we should normalize putting a jalapeno on a plate.
Yeah, I don't, because like you would get hot sauce after you grab the jalapeno. You could take a bite out of. You could put it with your food. You could chop it up. It's whatever you want to do with it.
Also, the jalapeno is a very specific peppery flavor, whereas hot sauce has like vinegar and other.
It depends on the hot sauce.
True. But I feel like most of them have extra flavoring in them. It's not just the sauce. It's not just the spice. but some of them also don't work very well with my system. I like a little bit of spice, but
also I prefer a serrano pepper to a jalapeno.
Really? Those are spicier.
Uh-huh.
Oh, really? You ever try Thai peppers?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how do you feel about them?
They're spicy.
Those are. I have a bunch. Like those are grown. I have a bunch in my garden. I could bring you in.
I'd love that.
I like to chop them up into thirds and throw away the stems and throw them into a pot with. I'll empty a bottle of soy sauce.
You brought in jalapenos from Kayte one time.
Yeah,
those were amazing.
Yeah, those were really good. Kayte had a whole freaking like weed bag of jalapenos. Just
she grow them too?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if she still does, but I know she usually has a garden. Anyways, welcome back, Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross. It's Food Talk 1-800-920-1140. I am kind of hungry this morning, Jason.
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought you were fasting. No, we're done with
No, we're done for now.
That's right. Till the next time.
Till the next time. I'm vamping here because
it's super easy to get to.
It is super easy to get to, and I had it before we went to break. I wanted to get to some highlights, and they are highlights, of course, of the game versus the Golden State
I like
Warriors.
that game.
This was a fine game indeed. Here's Steph Curry cutting the Kings lead to 10.
Warriors, Anderson back to the basket, working on Trey Lyles, who just checked in. Digs into the paint, kicks to the corner. Curry for three. He doesn't miss many of those. Steph Curry gets it back to a 10-point margin at 27-17.
You may remember Kings maintained their lead double digits in the second, and Steph Curry goes back-to-back 4-point plays.
Draymond Green, top of the foul circle, to the free throw line. Out to Curry. Quick launch for three. Fouled and scored. DeRozan got a piece. Curry on the seat of his pants, vigorously applauding, as we have seen him do so many different times in his amazing career.
Wardell Curry, also Hall of Famer?
Nope.
Just
Steph.
Yeah. What are you going by, Wardell or Ward? Ward Curry.
Ward Curry. Nice.
Here's
Ward, I think you're a little worried about the Curry.
Just a couple seconds later, how about another 4-point play for Steph Curry?
Here's Curry with a straightaway deep three. Scores it. Favorable bounce, and he was fouled again. This time it was Sabonis who challenged out on top, and Curry will get a chance for his second 4-point play in recent minutes.
Yeah.
Man, what are you, Sports Center? Sounds like the Warriors won.
Right? Golly. But Malik Monk wanted no part of that. This game was certainly Malik's Monk to win. Malik Monk. He did very well, including this alley-oop right here.
Rebounding battle, but then Monk picks his pocket. 2-on-1 break. Monk hesitates, sets up the alley-oop. Ruben Carter knocks it down. Ends up on the floor in the process. It wasn't a power rip, but it was good enough to give the Kings a 68-46 lead. Monk has a double-double with the assist there.
I mean, we're still in the second quarter.
Yeah.
We're still in the second quarter. Moving on to the third. How about some more Malik Monk to extend the lead?
Domas that time against the young Jackson Raiders. Hammer time off the dribble. That one came out of nowhere, and it was Malik Monk who elicits a roar even from the Warriors fans. 24 points, 12 assists for Malik in this game. The Kings lead it 98-72. Talk about statement rips. My goodness.
Yeah, Kings end up winning that one by 30. And the Warriors tonight missing Draymond Green, missing Kyle Anderson, missing Brandon Podziemski, missing Jonathan Kuminga. Yeah, so look, dude, I want to get to a point where I don't have PTSD, but it's like, well, we beat the Warriors in San Francisco with all those guys by 30, so we should beat these guys by 50. And we just know that's not going to happen, but I'll settle for 20.
I'll settle for 1.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, yeah. I mean, yes, I would.
Yeah.
I would prefer 20.
I would too.
I would like a nice 20-point lead coming out of the first and no stress whatsoever.
That would be ideal.
Wouldn't that be nice? And then you could have a nice hot fudge sundae.
Yeah.
We'll take a break when we
like
come back. Jim Les will join us. UC Davis head basketball coach Jim Les. Well, as always, we'll talk about UC Davis basketball, obviously, which you can hear right here on Sacktown Sports. And I'm sure we'll ask him an NBA and or a Kings question or two as well. In the meantime, I want to tell you how you can add to your garage and save a little bit of money with my friends at Hoblit Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. Been around for a long time, guys, for a reason. Been around for a long time for a reason, because they take care of you. Honest to goodness, they take care of you. And not just when you show up, when you leave afterwards. Excuse me. They really do know how to be a big dealership, which they are. Number 7 Ram dealer in the whole country, number 3 in California alone. But they still maintain those small town value with deals galore. They will 100% take care of you. Search, select, and save at HoblettDodge.com. No hassle. Ever dealership. What you see is what you pay. Get up to Hoblet today. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. We'll take a break when we come back. Jim Les joins us next.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sacktown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for 3, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
A new year means new roads to explore. Grab the keys to a new Toyota and make adventure your resolution. Shop the industry's best lineup of hybrid SUVs like the RAV4 Hybrid, Grand Highlander Hybrid, redesigned Land Cruiser, or all-new 38 MPG Toyota Crown Signia. Every new Toyota includes Toyota Care, 2 years of complimentary scheduled maintenance. Kick off your best year yet in a new Toyota. Toyota, let's go places.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time. The next time you're out to dinner with friends, you can order the shrimp cocktail for the table. And maybe you'll realize it only comes with 4 shrimp after you've already given away 3, but that one shrimp will be so good. And if you switch and save hundreds, you could get shrimp all the time. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for shrimp. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The good news, you finally lost the excess weight and found the body you knew was hiding underneath it all along. The better news, InShape Fitness is here to help you maintain your new look and, dare we say it, enjoy the process. InShape has everything you need to build muscle and help keep the weight off. From fitness classes and personal trainers to swimming pools and saunas. Plus, plenty of full-length mirrors to admire your new self along the way. We are InShape. You are ready. Join online today at InShape.com.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
On Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross. Jim West will join us in just a moment.
Nice.
Yeah. It's always nice to talk to once a king, always a king.
Absolutely.
Coach. I ask him, I wonder if he ever want to coach NBA. I would think so, right? Someday.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I also think there's some people that are like, nah, I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out. Joining us right now, as you hear, right here on Sacktown Sports, your home of UC Davis basketball, the great Scott Marsh doing the play-by-play, and a nice week for UC Davis.
Really good week.
Really, really good week, as a matter of fact. A couple big wins down south. Joining us right now, the captain of the ship, the one, the only, Jim West. Coach, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, gentlemen. How we doing?
Hey, good.
Awesome.
Jason, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Coach, not as good as you guys. That was a good trip, huh?
That was a good trip. But before I forget, we were talking about the coaching transition, and I forgot to tell you guys a story that I had.
Okay.
So my memory isn't great, but so often these memories, come flooding back. And Dick Motta, I can't remember if he resigned or he was fired. We have probably 20 or 25 games to go in the season. I'm not even sure what year it was. And Rex Hughes, you remember that name?
Yes.
Rex Hughes was the assistant. Great guy. Loved Rex. He becomes an interim coach to finish out the year. And his first team meeting, he walks in with this incentive program for the players. I'm not sure the legality of it, with the salary cap and everything, but he walks in and he says, okay, every time we hold somebody under 20, now think about this, back in the day, 25 points in a quarter, everybody gets $100.
Yo!
Hold somebody under 100 for the game, everybody gets $25. If you dive on the floor, you get $100. If you take a charge, you get $100. You've never seen a group of guys. Now, and a lot of guys in that locker room are making a lot of money.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And the funniest part was everyone's going, boy, Rex has really re-energized the Kings, and they are playing hard, and the bench was into it because we were cheering our tails off. Make sure we held guys under 25 and a quarter. It didn't get them the job, but it was an interesting way to take over and re-energize a team with a little bonus structure.
You guys were flopping everywhere. I'm
everywhere.
Sure.
Oh my God! You've never seen. I was killing Lionel Simmons at the time. I go, Lionel, you haven't taken a charge all year, and all of a sudden he took like 3 back to back.
That's interesting. I wonder where the prize pool came from. Because I think it was still Luke and Bill. I don't think it was Jim Thomas, was it? I think it was Luke and Bill that still owned the team. I wonder if you pulled Greg aside.
I don't know. I mean, Rex was a great dude. He might have. I'm sure he got some extra money to finish up the season. Maybe he just said, "Hey, here's my chance to go get a head NBA job. I'm gonna lay it all on the line."
Well, you made me do some research here, Coach. So yes, Dick Motta was fired as coach of the last place Sacramento Kings. It was a Tuesday. Rex Hughes took over. Coach Motta had announced before Monday's game that it would be his last season for family reasons, but then was fired the next day. He was 7-8-18 with the Kings in his third year. They were 48-113 under Coach Motta. And what I find most interesting actually is the date, December 24th. He was fired Christmas Eve, and then the Kings parted ways with Mike Brown. What was it, December 27th?
Something like that, yeah.
Christmas, Mike.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
That's ominous. I don't know. I can't believe we had that much time left. That had to be a lot of money.
You broke the coach.
Wow. Coach, that was a very ambitious plan then, knowing you had, I figured we only had 20 games left or something. It couldn't have got too expensive, but that was motivating. I'll just say that.
Coach, when something like that happens, and I suppose I suppose it matters a little bit, or a lot of it maybe, as to how you might feel about the coach and how the coach coached. But is there ever like a survivor's guilt for players when a coach gets let go, or does that just, again, depend on the situation and who the coach was?
Well, it's you understand right away the difference between college and pro basketball, immediately the business side of it. And it almost becomes, and this isn't always a good thing, very transactional. And I witnessed that on the other end because I was cut a number of times. And I never felt like, there was a overload of sentiment with, me getting cut. And I just think from a player standpoint, yeah, you feel like, and you're motivated to try and win and try to play well. And sometimes it just doesn't work out. So you don't feel great about it, but I would say the emotion runs quick because all of a sudden it's like, hey, we have a game in 2 days, or we have a coach who's coming in and I'm trying to press him because I want to be able to play. So it's pretty fleeting, I would say. And that's not always a good thing, but it's just the reality of it.
You would be a perfect one to speak to this because of all your years in the NBA, but now so long in college. How much is that transition now, whether it's Davis or other programs? I mean, college has become much more of a business entity, not to the same, but have you sensed that feeling too?
Yeah, it really is, especially the recruiting. The recruiting, the spring recruiting with the transfer portal. I liken it to speed dating. And for anybody, and I've been married 34 years, so I'm not a speed dater. So anybody who has speed dated, I'm guessing, there's some downfalls to it. It's quick decisions. It's you're trying to assess somebody. We're trying to watch film, and now there's a money component that's coming in the spring. And kids are like, hey, are you offering and visiting? How much money? All those kinds of things. And it becomes very transactional. Whereas what I always loved about college basketball was the relationship side and to build a relationship with these young men and be able to mentor them and, develop a relationship that doesn't last 4 or 5 years or 2 or 3 years, but lasts a lifetime. And that becomes a little bit more difficult in this environment.
Coach, last thing, and I want to switch back to your success last week down in Southern California. It's funny. We were talking yesterday about baseball and Juan Soto signing a $760 million deal, and how in our lifetime in probably the next 5 years, we're going to see $1 billion deal here in these sports. And you played 7 years in the NBA. You're a wonderful coach. You had a great basketball life. But I'm looking at your first year with Sacramento. You were 27. You shot 46% from beyond the arc. That led the league on almost 3 attempts. Have you ever stopped and thought, God, if I had just come into the league instead of in 88, if I had come in 25 years later, the way the 3 ball is shot, that I'd be picking up a lot more checks at dinner?
Oh, are you kidding me? Hey. I was made for today's basketball.
Right?
Shoot a ton of threes and don't defend anybody. I was built for that.
You'd be thriving. Yeah, they'd be mad if you only took 3 attempts. They want 3 a quarter from you.
Seriously.
No, you think about that. And even I saw a stat a while back where I think the Warriors in 14, when they won a championship, they led the league, shooting threes. And I think it was, something like they shot 30 in a game and everybody was going crazy. And now you look at it and what teams are shooting close to 50 sometimes. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Coach, how about one thought on last week too, to go down there to get the wins, to beat Santa Barbara is always great. But T.Y. Johnson, I know we've talked about him, but the way he played there specifically, to have a player that, at times can carry the team, carry a game, how much value is it in having a guy that good?
Yeah, it's huge. It's other players derive confidence from a guy who, on both ends of the floor. The biggest thing we did down there is both halves, and Cal Poly was averaging 85 points a game. We hold them to 19 in the first half. Santa Barbara, who's a really good, efficient offensive team, we hold them to 17 points in the first half. On their own floor, those are not easy things to do. And he's a guy that his offensive numbers and points, he scores 21 and 35 in those 2 games. But what he did defensively, pressuring the ball and making the 4 guys behind him better defenders and setting the tone for us as a leader, that really spreads. And he doesn't get enough credit for that because his offensive numbers are gaudy, but he's a heck of an on-ball defender. which is really important to us for how we want to play. So, yeah, great weekend. And we've got a game 6 o'clock Thursday night against Hawaii, really good team coming in. So I think the Kings are off, correct, on Thursday night. So come out to the UCU in Davis and check out the Aggies.
Hawaii coming in tomorrow. Then you guys go down to Riverside next week before we speak to you again. So busy. The grind never ends, and we appreciate you in the middle of that schedule joining us each and every week for what we always love, great conversations. Thank you, Coach. Have yourself a wonderful week. Let's keep that streak going. You too. Appreciate it. Thank you. Take care. That is Coach Jim. Seriously, like for a guy like Jim, who, again, has had a great career in and out, but, yeah, if he played today, he's getting at least one really good contract. We'll take a break. When we come back, Alan Stiles sat down with Keegan Murray, or stood up, I don't know, right after practice yesterday. Just about 6 minutes. Won't take up the whole segment, but we want to hear what happened there, so we'll do that next.
Kings and Warriors game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings. Sacktown Sports 1140.
Hey, winter can be tough on your garage doors, and you want to make sure yours is ready to handle the cold. Don't wait for your garage door to break down on a chilly morning this February. So Overhead Door Company of Sacramento is offering their Sweetheart Special. That's $150 off a garage door with the purchase of a new garage door opener. So don't let winter slow you down. Visit overheaddoorofsacramento.com for your free estimate. I've been talking about them for a while. Again, tremendous people, a fabulous company. And what I love about them, besides their incredible product, their professionalism, but they care about the community. They give back to the community. They've been serving our area for 70 plus years, and you can join them this Saturday in Elk Grove for Project Ride's 25th annual crab feed, which is blessing the lives of those with special needs and disabilities. So Overhead Door Company of Sacramento has been prominent in our area. They've been successful, but they also give back, and I think that's very, very important. You can check out their website, as I mentioned, or call them at 916-421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
Want to have enough money for retirement
and travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Elk Grove Honda reports that Honda has earned 3 coveted 2025 Car and Driver 10 Best Awards for the 3rd year in a row, honoring Honda Civic, Accord, and CRV. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Shop can't miss deals going on now during Pro Savings Days at Lowe's. For a limited time, get a free adjustable stand when you buy a DeWalt 12-inch miter saw. That's a $229 value. Plus, save $680 on a Midea 4-piece kitchen appliance suite. Now just $17.96. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Valid 1/13 through 1/24. Cannot be combined with additional discounts while supplies last. See store or Lowe's.com for more details and qualifying items.
Something amazing is happening. Technology is working harder, faster, and more reliably. It's delivering results that work. But who makes technology work? CDW. We're a full-service technology solutions provider. advising our clients and designing customized solutions so they can reach their goals and do amazing things. CDW. Make amazing happen. Find out more at cdw.com.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip, if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
The PGA club fitters at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio know that golf should be fun. They also know that players of all abilities will hit the ball farther and straighter, play better golf, shoot lower scores, and have more fun if they get fitted before they purchase golf clubs. Hagen Oaks delivers the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA professionals. See how the game can be even more fun. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sit-Down Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Murray, Keegan, thank you for joining us, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me on.
Keegan, I heard you were getting some extra work in, so I was telling all the listeners you're doing your thing. Let's talk about that. How do you feel right now from the beginning of the season compared to the present as far as shooting the ball and just defensively? Does it feel different as far as where you are in your path in the season right now?
I feel like I'm playing at a high level. Obviously, like statistic-wise for the three-point shot or whatever isn't falling, but everything else I'm playing at a high level. So when it comes, and just continuing to work at it.
When you talk about the rebounding, and you've been rebounding like a madman this season, when you talk about the rebounding, a lot of people say that you either got it or you don't. You have a knack for grabbing the basketball. The ball is just kind of a magnet. And then other people say you can improve. Would you say it's a combination of the two for you, or is it just something that you specifically focused on?
I haven't really focused on it that much. I've always been a good rebounder in college and things like that. So just trying to use my athleticism to the best of my ability, and I'm just trying to make plays and limit teams to one shot.
Talking to Keegan Murray, your star shooter for the Sacramento Kings. Keegan, 6-0 at home under Coach Doug Christie. Has it felt any different playing at home during this stretch? And has Doug told you guys anything anything different or anything unique about playing at home and protecting home court?
Just a point of emphasis. I mean, he's obviously been a Sacramento King before playing at Arco, and he knows how loud it can get, how fun it can be to play at home, and how troubling it can be for opposing teams to play there. So he knows that before he started coaching, we weren't great at home, and he's just rides the ship with just our intensity, our focus at home to win games, get the crowd into it, things like that.
Talking to Keegan Murray, shooter for the Sacramento Kings. Keegan, how does having Keon help you on the court? We were looking at some numbers last week and just breaking things down, but Keon and that length that he has, and sometimes you're on guards, sometimes you're on forwards. We've seen you on everybody. How does Keon on the court not only help you defensively, but maybe offensively as well?
Yeah, he's versatile defensively and offensively. Defensively, he's able to guard different guys, which puts a lot less pressure on me. And there's certain guys that I guard well, there's certain guys he guards well. So it's really just a feel thing for us. And then offensively, he's playing at a high level, shooting the ball really well, and things like that. So he's playing really well for us, and that's what we need from him.
Keegan, as far as everything that's gone on, we know that this season has had a lot of different peaks and valleys. How would you say that you guys have silenced the noise inside that locker room and come together to be on this crazy stretch that you're on?
Yeah, I mean, when you're 6 games below 500 earlier in the year, there's obviously talks that you got to have and things like that. So I feel like collectively we've been really good just sticking together as a team and just riding the ship. And we've done that really well, and we've turned our season around drastically in the last couple of weeks.
Last season, I remember, there were conversations about having the standings posted around the facility. You now sit in the 8th seed, which is outstanding compared to where the team was. Is there anything like that happening this season, or are the standings posted, or is everybody just not talking about it and focusing on game by game by game?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if it's posted or not, but I mean, we still have the board up.
Sure.
I don't know if there's anything written on it, but I feel like everyone knows where we're at. But then again, every single day we just focus on us, focus on the next game, and I think that's kind of been our key to success these last 11 games or so.
Talking to Keegan Murray. Keegan, for you to be that rookie on the team, almost like a freshman in high school or when you were in college, to now a couple years and you see some dudes that are younger than you coming in, talk about that transition to becoming a leader. I've heard about, team meetings where you've spoken out and things like that. Talk about the transition from being that you're still a young buck, but that transition of being the new kid on the block to now being more of a veteran and a leader on this team.
I feel like it comes naturally, especially when you're with like a certain group of guys, especially my first 3 years here. There hasn't been many movement in our top 5 or 6 guys. So I feel like that just comes with comfortability off the court, just being able to talk to them, speak my mind, things like that. So everyone on our team has a voice. Everyone's used their voice before. So I think that's something that really good teams have.
Just a couple more for you, Keegan. We're talking to Keegan Murray. Keegan, look, I'm from the Bay. I used to cover the Warriors, and a lot of people go back and forth on whether or not it's a rivalry with the Warriors. I mean, I know the Kings, you're going to say the right things, Keegan, because like I said, you're becoming a leader. The Warriors, they stink right now, Keegan. That's just what it is. How does it feel? Is there still juice going into the game tomorrow, taking on the Warriors, who you played about 18 times last season?
Yeah. I mean, there's always juice when we play them, just because we're so close and miles apart and things like that. And obviously the playoff series, the play-in, we see them each year in the postseason. So I feel like there's really good competition and things like that. I'm sure people call it a rivalry, but we know it's a tough game every single time we play them. It's always a good game. So we're excited to get after it tomorrow.
Keegan Murray, thank you so much for taking the time, especially after that extra work that you got in. But before we get you out of here, Keegan, my favorite Rod Wave song personally is Great Gatsby. We need to know, what is your favorite Rod Wave song?
My favorite one, probably Dark Conversations from Ghetto Gospel.
There you go. All right, Kyle, fire that up. We're going to get that on the other side. Keegan Murray, thank you so much for joining us, man. Good luck the rest of the season, and we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good, man. Take care.
Hey. Little personality at the end there, Alan. Good job. Got his favorite Rod Wave song.
Yep.
Always good to hear from Keegan. Always good to hear from Keegan, regardless of the program he appears on. Good job by Alan Stiles. You can, of course, hear Alan coming up here in about a little under 3 hours, as he'll take the torch from us. And yeah, I like what Keegan said. It's if anything, it's always going to be a regional rivalry.
Yeah,
old heads will remember Mayor Ann Rudin back in the day initiating the Mayor's Cup.
Yeah,
whatever happened to that?
I don't know.
Where's the Mayor's Cup? Who has the mayor? There was a trophy, and it would change teams. No, you don't remember that? Was that before your time?
Yeah, before my time.
Wow.
Was it before or after the Channel 10 or 13?
I think it was before. I have little kid memories of that in like 80. Maybe it was just like 85, 86. I don't know.
Time here.
I want to say it might have been Ann Rudin. And God, am I going to get my timing right? Was it Willie Brown? Wow. I think that.
Now it'd have to be the San Francisco mayor.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No, you're right. It wouldn't, because Willie was San Francisco. So it was whoever was in Oakland. Trying to think. I think Joe Cerna was after Ann Rudin, the late Joe Cerna. But yeah, they used to have it go back in the week. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'll bet you Jim Les played for the Mayoral Cup.
Oh, yeah.
We should bring that back. Bring back the Mayor's Cup or something. I don't know. We have the California Classic.
We do.
The Tech Bro Cup.
I mean, half our owners are from there anyways.
That's true.
You know, but it's always going to be there's always going to be some form of a rivalry.
Of course.
And we need more of
so
that.
Lately.
Absolutely. For the first time ever, where you had both teams competing for in the Warriors case, competing for championships, and the Kings the last 3 years, in the playoff mix. That's the first time that's ever been that way since the Kings got here in 85.
Well, and literally the last 2 seasons, one has ended the other's year.
Yeah, that's going to create a rivalry.
Yeah. So, I mean, in the 7-game series, the Warriors did it last year in the play-in. The Kings knocked them out. So, yeah, there's something there. And really, I mean, let's be honest, Dave, on the Kings side of things, it's, as a Kings fan, I want what they have.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So there's, I still remember the first time they were going through. I'm like, come on, I was rooting for the Warriors.
Same.
And that ended pretty fast.
Oh, very fast.
After I'm like, okay, they got theirs. Oh, another and another. Okay, yeah, that's a bit much.
And do you want to see an annoying fan base, Warriors? The Kings ever won a championship?
Describe it.
I think we all have.
Let's get there.
I have no problems.
Let's deal with that issue.
No problems admitting that the Sacramento Kings fan base may very well be. I'm not joking. I'm not trying to be dramatic. We might be the most annoying fan base in the history of the NBA if we ever win a championship.
Yes.
I really think we would.
People are gonna be rooting for the Kings if they're in the finals. They're gonna be rooting for them like, oh
once.
Man, yes.
One time.
You know what? You are gonna be a really interesting case study.
Yeah.
If the Kings win it. Just like through the finals, like if they're, let's say they're playing the Pistons, they're up 3-0, you are going to be on such edge, and they're ahead 3-0 because don't say anything.
My God, yeah,
it's going to be.
Like,
they're obviously good. They're that far.
It's an if, not a when. Everyone just relax.
Yeah.
Oh my God, like the morning of a game that we could clinch. That it's just honest to God, like
they're going to be a mess.
I should just be wearing a blood pressure cuff the whole time. I definitely should be taking some preemptive medication. I'm gonna lose it. Yeah. And if they did win, Jason, as we take a break, I'll tell you this much: I'm not ashamed to admit it. Might shed a tear.
Oh, I would. I think I would.
I think I would be on the ground. I think I would have to drink fluids to replenish the tears that would fly out of my face. We'll take a break. 30 seconds, guys. Don't go away. When we come back, 3 for Madness. Got a couple questions for you. 3 to be exact, including De'Aaron Fox showed off his pinky finger yesterday. Yeah, we need to talk about that. We'll do that next.
The only place you'll find De'Aaron Fox is Sacktown Sports.
Spins away from the defender, in the paint, soft floater. That's a great play by De'Aaron Fox.
Hey, Sacramento, it's De'Aaron Fox, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Hey, Jason Ross here to tell you about my friend Jonathan Gonzalez and his law team right here in downtown Sacramento. He is a local guy. He's been here. He's been effective, productive, and is someone that can help you when you need representation. His case preparation and his overall approach have resulted in life-changing results for thousands of his clients, and you could do the very same. So why might you need representation? Well, maybe something that you did in the past, a mistake that's still following you around that you'd like cleared up. Well, he can help with that with expungements, sexual harassment cases, wrongful termination cases, criminal defense, auto accidents, any type of situation. He is here for representation. Give him a call to find out if you've got questions. 916-304-9187. You can go to saclegaldefense.com. Again, it's the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez. saclegaldefense.com. 916-304-9187.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, Sean Salisbury scheduled for 8:13. Kayte at 9 a.m. Coming up next, we'll get into this Hall of Fame voting. Who's in, who was not in. In the meantime, 3 for Madness. Christopher Law, question 1.
De'Aaron Fox showed off his pinky finger yesterday, and it's jacked up. Does this worry you?
Yeah, dude. He showed it off, and it was like bent all the way, almost all the way down, and that's on a shooting hand. So, I what was it? Was it the year before last? He and Sabonis had the broken hand, and then didn't De'Aaron break it like right before the playoffs or something?
First beam team.
First beam team. And then this year, this happened in the preseason. He said, "Yeah, it's going to be jacked all year long." I feel like it's okay to. Let's also normalize bringing that up at times, that the dude is playing with effectively a useless pinky finger on a shooting hand, which may
he gets paid $30 million to make a basket.
I know.
Take my pinky finger away. I'll do it for free.
I know. It worries me only in the sense of I hope it doesn't get worse.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know. I saw somebody say this the other day, and I think you look at the idea of okay, and obviously they have. What would it take to get your pinky finger healthy?
Mm-hmm.
And if it's well, he's going to need about 4 weeks. Well, I think you discussed that. If he's going to need surgery and it's 3 months, then it's can you play through it? What worries me is I would like to know, is there anything that can happen that makes it worse, and then he's out no matter what for 3 or 4 months? Then that's just a ticking time bomb, and you worry about it. But shout out to him for playing through the pain.
Yeah, he's obviously figured out a way to do it. I think that's more common than we realize. But I mean, he's still tough. He's still playing through it, and I'm sure at some points it's had an impact on him. But it's his reality. He's figured it out. He's still having a tremendous season,
right?
So it's him. I know I've told you before, we're family friends with former NBA player and coach Lionel Hollins, and he's had, it's different day and age now, but his pinky basically is an L. When it's just it's always weird to see that. It's just, he never fixed it, never got better. I mean, now he's not going to do it.
So when he's in school and he does a little play thing where you make the handprint and all that, it just looks really funky. There's just one going the other way. We did one for our dogs a year ago. It was probably the dumbest thing we've ever done. My daughter,
she got them in the clay.
For Christmas, she got these 3 things, and you put them in the oven or something. They soften up, and then you take the paw and you mush it in there, and then she took a little toothpick and put the ear, and then.
And where do you put those?
They're on a mantle. Just 3 dog paws, just chilling. Anyway. Maybe
they're all going the right way.
They're all. There's no one. Gus doesn't.
Do we know that any of them were injured? Maybe one's playing through pain.
They're different. 2 of them are French bulldogs. They're always playing through pain. Maybe you have Ronnie Lott.
I fractured my tail. You.
Maybe Ronnie Lott pays him a visit. Discuss options.
Didn't Kobe have something messed up with his finger for 2 years that he just waited forever to get it fixed?
I didn't. Went to Germany and got blood platelets or something, whatever the hell he did. All right, number 2, please.
Question 2.
Even though it's the Warriors, is this a win you expect the Kings to have?
I think it's okay not to expect it in an arrogant, hey, let's not worry about these guys. Everyone's out. We should win by 30 way. More of a, we're the better team. We believe we're the better team, and we need to go out there and show that we're the better team. In other words, if you go out there expecting to win because you're the better team and taking these guys lightly, you're going to find yourself on the wrong side of the lost lollipop. But if you, I think it's okay to have a little bit of confidence in the sense that, we're not intimidated. we're going to beat these guys. We want to crush them. We beat them by 30 last time. Let's start the game like we're down 30 and see if we can't beat them by. The goal is to beat them by more than 30 tonight, just to build off of whatever, and then let the chips fall where they may.
It's like timing when you play a team. The Kings are playing better. The Warriors are not playing better. The Kings are healthy. The Warriors are not healthy. You're at home. This isn't the Wizards. It's not that kind of expectation. Right. And look, the Warriors have been better than the Kings record-wise the majority of the season. Yes. The Kings finally caught them. And if we look at this from the Warriors' perspective, if the Warriors win tonight, they're tied.
Yeah.
They have the same record. Yeah. So it's not a vast difference. The biggest difference is personnel that's missing for them. So at home, playing well, fully confident, got to take advantage of that, knowing you also have a big 6-game road trip starting tomorrow. I don't think it's wrong to expect. It's not a gimme or a guarantee by any means, but yeah, have expectations.
I know that Kerr's been moving the lineup around, but is that 2 or 3 starters that are out? Because
Kuminga's been out for a while. I don't think he played the last time the Kings played.
But he would be starting if he was playing.
Certainly Draymond.
Draymond for sure. I can't remember if Kyle Anderson was starting.
No.
Podziemski was, though, right?
At different times.
Yeah, it's been weird this year.
I mean, they got Wiggins still. They got Curry still. I mean, obviously, when you have Curry, you always feel like you got a chance.
That's, Curry and friends. Yep. Number 3, please.
Question 3.
When you see the Suns making moves, does that get you a little antsy?
So we'll talk about that at 7:43. But the Suns, who are, or should I say were, just completely boxed in by acquiring Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, meaning they're pretty much out of picks. They're way up there. I think they're number 1. Are they the number 1? If they're not number 1, they're number 2 payroll in the league, but I think they're number 1. Just a team that, like, even if they were killing it right now, you'd be worried about the future. So yesterday they made a move with Utah. Utah's got those Gobert and Mitchell picks, and especially in the Donovan Mitchell case, they got those from Cleveland. Those picks are, they're first rounders barely. Right. And very likely will be either the last or second to last pick of the first round. So Phoenix acquired 3 of those. Now, I saw a lot of stuff yesterday about these moves. And what I didn't see enough of is a lot of the breakdown, Jason, was like, yeah, well, what is Phoenix doing here? Because they're getting these picks, but it's an unprotected 2031, and they're getting these picks that are way down. And it just doesn't. What I didn't see enough coverage of is I don't think it had much to do with where the picks were. It had everything to do with the Stepien rule. Now they've got. It doesn't matter if your pick is number 1 or number 30. You have a first-round pick, which means you can trade your first-round pick. I'm not telling tales out of school. This is obvious, but really seems like they're gearing up to trade for Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, that's his destination. Yeah. They're the kind of team that makes some sense, I think.
Yeah.
As a little bit of a desperate team because they've kind of gone all in.
Yeah.
And they're underperforming. So.
Doesn't it? They kind of feel like that Brooklyn team with KG and Pierce.
Yes, they 100% do, dude.
And they don't want it to end in a result like that team where just nothing came of it.
Well, and remember, you're also dealing. We've talked about this quite a few times. You're dealing with Matt Ishbia, who is a new owner. This is, I think, his 2nd year or 3rd, but he's still a rookie. And they want to win it all, and they want to win it all now, and the future be damned. And he went and did his press conference yesterday or last year, and said there's about 28 other teams out there that would switch places with us. No, that's not the case. And now look, it's a smart. I liked the move for them yesterday. It's one of those times where it certainly benefited Danny Ainge.
Sure,
it's a great move for Ainge and the Utah Jazz in consolidating those picks into something better. But also, it's like a Halliburton Sabonis of picks here. It also helps Phoenix because of the position they were in with not having any of those picks to trade. So, yeah, if you look ahead, and we'll obviously talk a lot about it if it happens, but, Butler, Durant, and Booker, well, what does that do for you? If they're all healthy and playing, that's a pretty formidable situation. But if you're talking about guys with a combined age of about 100 years old.
Well, the same thought was Booker, Durant, and Beal. They're all healthy. You're switching out now. I think Jimmy's probably more impactful than Beal, but is that enough?
And, does Beal go to Miami and just go off? How much does Beal? I look, there was a time and a place, remember, where Bradley Beal said he'd waive his no trade to come here. And there was about a good 2 weeks where we were all, and I didn't want the move. I didn't trust Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
I didn't think he'd be this bad.
Yeah.
I didn't think it'd be this bad. And it has not worked out in Phoenix at all. We'll take a break. When we come back, our one segment on the Hall of Fame, Ichiro, Billy Wagner, CC Sabathia, all in the Hall of Fame. We've got your notes on that and why CC Sabathia might just be changing the game when it comes to pitchers in the Hall of Fame. We'll do that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Wednesday, and after the chill of the morning wears off, we've got a pretty nice day ahead. But for the morning, you may see some patches of fog and frost as temperatures get down around freezing. By the afternoon, expect sunshine and highs today in the low 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Happy New Year! Coach Christie here letting you know it's never been easier to drive into the new year in a new Kia. Take advantage of special low finance rates and zero down deals with approved credit right now at Folsom Lake Kia.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. It's the only place to see the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Megalodon, and more. It's big-time fun for the whole family. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Coming to Golden One Center this week. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Lock in your seats today at monsterjam.com.
There's no better time than the beginning of a new year to get ready to make good on all of those promises you've made to yourself about getting fit. And there's no better place than InShape Fitness to get the ball rolling or bouncing. So grab some friends for a game of pickup basketball on our courts. Or stretch your limits in a yoga or Pilates class. InShape personal trainers are standing by, just waiting for the opportunity to help you create a happy new you. We are InShape. You are ready. Join online today at InShape.com.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
I remember as if it were yesterday. I reached down to move a nightstand and was astonished at the weight of the piece. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. At that moment, I instantly recognized the difference between Naturewood's quality furniture that will last a lifetime versus lesser quality furniture found elsewhere. Now, I suppose there's a huge difference in what you'd put in your first apartment and what you would live with in the comfort of your own home. Right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings Made in USA sale is a great time to fill your home with solid, superior quality furniture to reflect your own love for life. With brands like Stanton, Stickley, Hilltop Hickory, Simply Amish, and many more, Naturewood Home Furnishings has tables, chairs, couches, and, yes, nightstands, and more at their Made in USA sale. Find furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Hoblit, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram Center. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Ichiro's baseball career didn't start until he was 27.
Late bloomer.
He still finished with 3,089 hits. He played 19 seasons before retiring at 45. Before that, he spent 9 years in Japan and batted .353 with another 1,278 hits.
The hit king.
I mean, really, I know he's not,
Yeah.
but it's like he would have been. Yeah. Like Ichiro Suzuki to me is the greatest pure hitter. Well,
there's a lot of them.
There are.
Yeah.
I mean, like all of a sudden Tony Gwynn's in my ear right now.
Yeah.
It really is. But God, if you weren't there, like Ichiro coming in and, he's rookie of the year. Yeah. Oh, he's MVP his rookie year. And
they're out in the first round. Oh, that's right. They're the Mariners.
Wow. I mean, that was the thing.
But at that time, not at that time, when Gwynn and Boggs were just scientists hitting.
Yes.
I mean, do we have that now with Arias, or is that unfair to say? It doesn't feel the same, but
no, it doesn't feel the same. But I would say Arias' closest comp would be like a Boggs, because every year it was Tony in the NL and Wade in the AL, and that they were just pure hitters.
Yeah, nothing but contact.
And Mickey Mantle famously said in his biography about Pete Rose, that, and I believe Mickey in the sense that he probably could have won more than a few batting titles, but he felt like you were a lesser player if you were a slap hitter. Mm-hmm. And he said, what was his line? He said, if I hit the ball like Pete Rose, I'd rather wear a dress. He said that in his autobiography.
How many martinis deep was he when he said that?
Yeah, probably a few as usual. Here's the announcement for Ichiro's Hall of Fame induction thingy, majingy.
Yeah.
Why is it not? Is that on your end?
Glove Award winner and a two-time.
Let me back it up.
Our first selectee was a 10-time Major League All-Star, a 10-time Gold Glove Award winner, and a 2-time American League batting champion, becoming the 30th member of the 3,000 hit club over 19 seasons with the Seattle Mariners, New York Yankees, and Florida Marlins. Today, Ichiro Suzuki becomes a member of the National Baseball Hall of Fame.
So
I didn't realize 10 Gold Gloves. I mean, I remember his cannon of an arm.
He had no weaknesses.
Yeah, the speed,
the power, the ability to hit like he did. Great fielder, and like you said, just for a guy who's like 5'10", $105, and a cannon.
A bunch of his teammates and coaches once said that if he entered the home run derby, he'd win it.
I believe it.
I believe that too.
And he just didn't want to mess with his swing that much.
I completely agree.
said that about Gwynn a little bit too. Like he could hit homers.
He had power.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Tony Gwynn. My goodness. Yeah, there's some power there. 1,420 runs, 509 stolen bases, 10 Gold Gloves, an MVP, 2 batting titles, 10 All-Star selections, a season of 262 hits. Remember, you play 162 if you play every game. And somebody didn't vote for him. A guy really pisses me off, and it happens every year, and I hope they out this person. I want to know who it is, and I just want to hear, how do you know? And it better be something like the only acceptable reason I would say to not vote for him is if somebody comes out and is just like, guys, I didn't see him. I didn't see it on the ballot. I am so sorry. It was me. I don't know how I missed it.
Yeah.
I didn't see him on the ballot. I wish I could change my vote.
Because to me, the answer could never be, well, player X wasn't unanimous. No, it's about Ichiro. Is he?
Oh, crap. I just signed it. I didn't even pick anybody.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it can't, and you can't do the whole he never won a championship. In my opinion, you have to win a championship to be in the Hall of Fame.
Ruth wasn't, didn't get every vote.
It was the steroid era he played. I'm abstaining.
Right, exactly.
Too,
and right, exactly. And you're just come on. Why is it every year except for Jeter's year there has to be some dingle dong?
Yeah.
One of my favorite Ichiro stories was making the rounds yesterday. One morning in spring training in 2017. Ichiro was in the coach's room looking at his cell phone text messages. He told the coaches about one message he had just received from a phone number he didn't recognize. The guy said he got Ichiro's number from Alex Rodriguez, and he wanted to come meet him and study his stretching system. One of the coaches says, "What's the guy's name?" Ichiro scrolled to the end of the text, and he goes, "Who the F is Tom Brady?" Well, Ichiro, he was,
My favorite Ichiro story is apparently Ken Griffey Jr. used to tickle him before each game.
No.
Yes.
What?
Get over here.
That story.
Get over here.
No. He used to tickle Ichiro. Here we Is that we're good with guys tickling guys, right? In sports, that's fine.
Especially in the locker room.
I've talked. Was it on this show or was I talking to my son? It's
what we do.
Yeah, well, like, why isn't I've said this before, right? Why doesn't anybody ever tickle anyone on defense in the NBA? Well, you just pinch a guy's hips, like the little tickle spot right there, right on a big three. Local ties, sort of, to the next Hall of Fame. Here is CC Sabathia's announcements.
Our second member of the class of 2025 won 251 games and struck out 3,093 batters during a 19-year career with the Cleveland Indians, Milwaukee Brewers, and New York Yankees. Today, CC Sabathia becomes a member of the Hall of Fame.
CC Sabathia from Vallejo, went to Vallejo High, was in the B quite a bit growing up with his NorCal ties. Remember reading about him. Went from the high schools to the minor leagues directly. Karsten Charles Sabathia, who famously needed to hit an innings mark in a game in order to get, I want to say it was like a $10 million bonus, $5 million bonus, something. And maybe it was 500,000. I don't know what the hell it was, but it was a big bonus. And there was a little chin music in the game. And he goes out the next inning. No, both sides have been warned. He goes out the next inning and pegs the guy right in the back, loses out on the money, but defended his teammates. Yeah. That's something that a lot of people respected. 251 was his win total, 3.74 ERA, 3,000 strikeouts. It used to be, Jason, if you were a starter, the cutoff for the Hall of Fame is right around 300.
Yeah.
And
time.
We've talked about that. I don't, unless the game completely changes, we're never going to see another 300 game winner. It's just not going to happen. I
not the way it's constructed.
No.
Right?
I think Verlander's the closest, and he ain't going to get it.
Yeah. I mean, between openers, I mean, 5 innings now. Like, I just couldn't even believe when we were watching some of the postseason this year. They're like, the Dodgers really hoping to get to 3 innings with their starter. I'm like, 3 innings? Yeah. But their bullpen was so good. And it's like, if you get 4 to 5, then great. But, back in our day, I mean, 7, 8 guys close games, finish games.
CC was an interesting story throughout his career because he battled a lot of demons, whether it was his own weight. He actually in 2015 checked himself into rehab for alcohol after binge drinking in the hotel when the Yankees were on the road in Baltimore. He was drinking in the clubhouse after a game that was canceled due to rain. He said, quote, "I love baseball and I love my teammates like brothers. I'm also fully aware I'm leaving at a time we should all be coming together for one last push towards the World Series. It hurts me deeply to do this now, but I owe it to myself and my family to get myself right. I want to take control of my disease, and I want to be a better man, a better father, and a better player." And he opened up with, you get a chance in the Players Tribute, remember that, he opened up with his battle with alcoholism, on his battle with alcoholism in an essay. He was just, I mean, I know that this term's overused, but he's just a baseball guy, man.
Mm-hmm.
He was just a gamer.
Yeah.
And what happens now with some of his metrics, and there are a lot of think pieces coming out this year about the Hall of Fame about how there's been kind of a shift towards accepting metrics, a lot more metrics in the game, that now you're opening things up for other players that, didn't really, one of the names mentioned was my guy, Mark Burley, that you look at more, it's becoming less about benchmarks, 3,000 hits, 300 wins, 500, strikeout or home runs, stuff like that. And they're starting to open up a little bit more to, well, you may not hit a lot of the benchmarks, but look at this guy's longevity and his WAR, his wins above replacement, et cetera. And I'm fine with that. I think it's modern days. Let's move into that a little bit.
And a lot of the older writers are saying WAR, what is it good for?
Absolutely nothing. I would
say it again.
WAR.
Yeah.
What?
Good God.
What are we going to do about the steroid players, though? There's got to be a solve there, and I wonder what's going to happen when Manfred gets his ass out.
Yeah, to me, I mean, I've been of the opinion that we can't unsee all that. It happened. They were I believe, aware of it when it was going
on. It was
on.
encouraged, de facto encouraged by baseball, which was dying off the strike.
And we've kind of tried to be select. I don't know. Some have been in, right? We know there are some in.
David Ortiz was on the report.
Why are some others not? And I just
he was not on the report.
What? I thought Ortiz was on.
He was on a list that a news reporter found out that wasn't on the official report.
Like, do you stand differently? For example, A-Rod's on the ballot right now.
Right.
Now, he literally was caught officially and suspended by the sport. Does that feel different than, let's say, like the Bonds? Or is it the same?
Well, in the case of Bonds, too, and I don't know what the line is, but I always wonder, like, Bonds said he did the cream and the clear. Like, why do I feel like putting
I don't think he ever
put a needle in him?
Admitted to it.
Or whatever, right.
Like, and neither did McGuire, but technically even what McGuire was taking at the time was not even illegal.
No, it wasn't. Exactly. It was in his locker.
Right.
And it's, here we go. 104 players tested positive for PEDs in 03. Ortiz says the New York Times didn't like that several Yankees had tested positive, so they leaked the Red Sox player. According to David Ortiz, what was the reason for them to come out with something like that? The only thing I can think of, to be honest with you, a lot of big guys from the Yankees were being caught and no one from Boston. Everyone who got caught, all of them were told what they bought, what they used, everything, but me. No one came to me after. No one came to me before. Nobody came to me ever to tell me that I tested positive for any kind of steroids. Ortiz, like many other players who also reportedly tested positive during the screening, never failed a PED test until the league's official testing program. So he failed a PED test.
When?
Huh? It said he never failed a PED test until the league's official testing program. Back in 2009, Ortiz said he would look into his failed test to determine what happened, but he's yet to provide a follow-up. All of this aside, Chris, can I just say this is 100% a place where you would be like, oh, sure.
Well, it was weird that
what is your soft spot for David Ortiz? What is going on here?
Ortiz.
Do you not
Big Poppy?
Do you not think he took PEDs?
No, but it was weird that he was on that list, and then they started leaking people, and the union didn't defend anybody. And then once David Ortiz's name came out, the union is like, "All right, this is garbage.
Right.
This isn't what we're doing."
If Poppy Ortiz is in the Hall of Fame, see, for me,
I would say one, and like I hate to like assume someone, but all of the evidence around him suggests that he did steroids, but Jeff Bagwell. And like no one talked about that.
No, Bagwell. And look, there's guys like Bagwell. You've heard, and again, I don't want to be irresponsible here. These are just names mentioned. Of course, no wrongdoing has ever been proven, but you heard whispers about Frank Thomas, whispers about Ken Griffey Jr. Like, and by the way, who knows if they ever did it?
And then on top of all of this, like the loud secret in baseball was amphetamines were everywhere.
Oh God, FP used to talk about it on
baseball.
Cross tops and greenies and all that stuff. Everybody's tweaking out on Red Bull like they're a bunch of meth heads, and you got all the. It's just so stupid and hypocritical, because then it's also like, well, where do you draw the line? Like Barry Bonds did, he cheated, or did he? But then Alex Rodriguez, Rafi Palmeiro, Mark McGuire, Roger Clemens. I mean, you're talking about arguably the greatest pitcher of all time in Clemens, the greatest hitter of all time in Bonds, that are not in the Hall of Fame. But then meanwhile, Ty Cobb was like the most racist piece of garbage ever, and he's in the Hall of Fame.
And managers that put these guys in the lineup every day, that got wins on the back of these guys, are in the Hall of Fame. It's hypocritical all over the place.
One of the most famous baseball commercials ever has Tom Glavine saying, "Chicks dig the long ball." Right. It's what revived the sport. Billions of dollars on the backs. Oh, Sammy Sosa, etc. And now I'm not saying they didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
But it's always like, okay, they did something wrong. It was accepted. It was known. Barry Bonds and Mark McGuire could have practically looked like porcupines in the dugout with everything sticking out of them. Like, what are we doing here?
You didn't take away wins. You didn't take away records.
Nope.
Like,
didn't do any of that.
So
I hope they all get in. But if worst case scenario, create another wing. I don't know. Do what you need to do. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's look at the standings in the NBA. The Suns made a trade and some other NBA notes as well. We'll do that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Celebrate the new year in style with a new Honda from Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. With over 500 new Hondas in stock and ready to go, now is the time to save on your favorite Honda in person or online. CR-V, HR-V, Pilot, Accord, Civic, and Ridgeline. It's a new year with endless possibilities. Get the deals that make it easy to say yes at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is what makes us different from other law firms. At Gingery, Hammer & Associates, we handle your case from beginning to end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether we need to file suit, or even take it all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to you and your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
Whether you're tinkering in your garage or tackling big projects, if you know the value of working with your hands, you know Harbor Freight. And you can be confident knowing that at Harbor Freight, you can get quality tools at prices that work just as hard as you do. Because the only thing more satisfying than a job well done is a job well done, well under budget. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Make a smarter resolution this year. Grab the keys to a new Toyota hybrid and turn everyday drives into exciting adventures. Now is the time to shop great deals. Choose between 16 Toyota hybrid models from the longest lasting brand on the road. Every new Toyota includes Toyota Care, 2 years of complimentary scheduled maintenance. Go further with more MPG in a new Toyota hybrid.
Grab the keys, come on, let's go.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Welcome to Staples.
I am so pumped. My business is going to kill it this year.
Awesome. How can I help?
First, a new computer.
With Staples Home and Office Hot Deals, you save big on tech.
And new posters.
Save on custom printing, too.
And,
a new chair?
A chair. Who has time to sit?
Maybe all your new clients?
Now you're talking.
With Staples Home and Office Hot Deals, you'll find huge savings on custom prints, storage, chairs, and tech. And now save up to $175 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 2/1.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
As we get to our NBA notes, you know, you always like...
Ortiz never tested positive for anything.
No? Well, then why did he say that he was going to go check out why he failed the test?
The commissioner stated that alleged failed tests should not harm Ortiz's legacy, and there were legitimate scientific questions about whether or not those were truly positives.
Sounds made up.
Hey, Chris, do you think David Ortiz?
He also said Ortiz has never been a positive at any point under our program since MLB began testing in 2004. And that is unfair for Hall of Fame voters to consider leaks, rumors, innuendo, and non-confirmed positive test results.
Do you think Papi Ortiz ever did PEDs?
Probably.
His first, from 21 to 26, he was with the Minnesota Twins, ages 21 to 26. He hit one. Now some of these are lack of games. 1, 9, 0, 10, 18, and 20 home runs. He then went to New York, or excuse me, Boston. He went from 20 home runs to 31 to 41 to 47 to 54. So it's just he just found the stroke.
He was a first baseman with the Twins that hardly got played, and
worked out.
Boston made him a DH.
I mean, look, I love Papi Ortiz. Let me be clear here. I'm not a David Ortiz hater. I think he's one of the great characters and players
like you are.
Of all time. Oh, by the way, Manny Ramirez, another guy down the Hall of Fame.
True.
He tested positive a bunch of
times.
It's
just like, did Barry Bonds ever test positive?
No.
Why isn't he in the Hall of Fame? Why is David Ortiz? Barry Bonds is almost twice the player David Ortiz is.
People went to jail in Barry Bonds' situation.
Just
I think
saying,
that's what holds him back.
Not Barry.
But yeah,
Barry did. Yeah,
Barry didn't. It's just
his trainer did.
I am of the thought that they pretty much all did roids, and I won't say that on the air. If you played in that era and you jumped up like that, certainly there are game situations, style of game, pitching, 200 strikeouts a year being more acceptable than it used to be. There's a lot of periphery reasons why, but if you played in that strike era,
Brady Anderson
is a what? What do you go from like 20 something to 51?
Was it even 20?
Yeah,
it was less than that.
Yeah, I thought like his highest besides the 50 was like 12.
And look, there are these aren't.
But he killed it in the Rock and Jock softball game.
Yes, didn't he though?
Yes.
Yeah, Brady always had those sideburns too.
He had that, and he had like massive arms,
like Popeye arms, dude. As a fan base, you always want to be original, and I know Sacramento Kings fans pride themselves in being original. I wish there was a way we could adopt this somehow, though, because other than the Kings fan base, the Bills fan base might be my favorite fan base in sports. And one of the reasons is that they do this thing that I absolutely adore. Mark Andrews obviously had a couple of really bad moments in that game against the Bills. And because we live in the world we live in, he's received all kinds of fun messages,
I'm sure,
including death threats.
Great.
Bills Mafia is up to $60,000 to the Breakthrough T1D organization, which works towards curing and improving the lives of those dealing with type 1 diabetes, like Mark Andrews does. And this is not new for Bills Mafia either, and it's not just for something like that. I believe they raised a ton of money for Joe Burrow when they beat him. They've done this before where they will take a player from an opposing team and they'll raise money for that person's charity. Cool. And they've done this many, many times. I love it. It's just a cool thing to do. It sends a great message.
Yeah.
They might have a brain cell between them falling through all those those tables and stuff. Yeah. But you live in Buffalo. What the hell else are you going to do? But they got a huge heart, and I really admire that. Josh, welcome in, Josh. Good morning.
How's it going, fellas?
Good, brother. How are you?
Good. So I wanted to touch on the baseball thing, the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
All those guys in that 90s, 2000s era, most of them were on the roids and the HGH. But, I think one guy who we didn't bring up who got in the Hall of Fame, I'm pretty sure he's clean. But what about the Big Hurt?
Well, just mentioned him in the last segment. Yeah, that
Frank Thomas.
Yeah, and again, to be clear, We're just saying there's no wrongdoing. We're just saying you hear things,
right.
and it could be incredibly unfair. Frank Thomas might have been the cleanest guy in the history of baseball. We don't know. He innocent until proven guilty, but everybody has, Josh, that stain on them, fair or unfair, from playing in that era.
Yeah, I mean, but he never, I think 49 home runs was the most he ever hit. I remember John Kruk talking about it one time and saying, if the Big Hurt hit steroids, he would have hit 80 home runs.
Frank Thomas went on some runs where he was the man, pure and simple.
And she'll like it too.
Standings watch. I know we got a break here. Standing watch real quick.
Standings watch.
Hey, it's back. When you look at the Sacramento Kings and where they are at, they are currently alone in the 8th seed, just a half game back of the Mavericks. They are 1.5 back of the Lakers to get into that top 6, a half game ahead of the Timberwolves, and a full game ahead of the Phoenix Suns. And obviously the Kings have the Golden State Warriors coming in tonight. The Suns are on the road taking on the Nets. The Timberwolves face the Mavericks. Mm-hmm. Guys, who are we rooting for? That's the first of the doubleheader today.
Timberwolves.
We are rooting for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, Timberwolves win, the Kings win. The Kings are alone in 7th.
Let's see. What else do we got here? Yeah, that's it. Clippers host the Celtics. I mean, obviously, we're rooting for the Celtics there. East versus West. Always take East. By the way, the Thunder are hosting the Jazz. Guys, as we go to break, who's favored?
The Thunder are hosting the Jazz.
Yeah, the Thunder are hosting the Jazz. Who is favored? And by how much?
Thunder by 16.5.
Thunder by 17.5.
We have a correct answer. It's now 1-1.
Woo!
Chris Verlaud on the dot, 17.5. You got to wonder, for a team like Oklahoma City, for their fan base, by the way, also a very good fan base, when you're expected to win that much, when you've been winning all year, you play a game like that against the Jazz, what is the atmosphere going to be like there? Is that going to be completely devoid of any energy whatsoever? I don't know. Asking questions, getting answers. Carmichael Dave here to talk to my friends, I'm going to talk to my friends. You guys are my friends, about my other friends, American Energy Heating and Air, who right now in the middle of winter, or I guess we're coming down the stretch of winter here, the $49 tune-up is being offered right now. Regularly $119 for an inspection to get all up in your ducts, make sure everything's working properly. And if it turns out you need a repair, $50 off your first repair. If you need a new furnace, half off. Half off. All from the company that has been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. I always say, don't take my word for it. Go read on Google, on Yelp, wherever they do reviews. See for yourself just how highly regarded American Energy is by those that have worked with them, like me, or my mother-in-law, or my parents. It's that simple. If I ask you to use them, I'm going to use them. That I promise. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. We'll take a break. When we come back tonight, Golden One Center, Kings and Warriors. This time it's for real. We'll talk about it next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. By wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers right away. If you're testing your blood sugar 4 or more times per day, injecting insulin 3 or more times per day, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetic Health Hotline today and learn about the latest CGM technology. A CGM can immediately reduce pain. It's accurate, easy to use, and helps you make better diabetes treatment decisions. And if you have Medicare, you can get a new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. Plus, get free shipping, and we'll bill your insurance company for you. Call now to receive your new continuous glucose monitor at little or no out-of-pocket cost.
Paid for by U.S. Medical Supply.
Call 800-611-6638. That's 800-611-6638. Again, 800-611-6638. That's 800-611-6638.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA3 Weather Center. It is Wednesday, and after the chill of the morning wears off, we've got a pretty nice day ahead. But for the morning, you may see some patches of fog and frost as temperatures get down around freezing. By the afternoon, expect sunshine and highs today in the low 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Don't miss the excitement of 49ers Game Day by securing your 2025 season tickets now. Inventory is limited, so speak with a representative. Dial 415-GO-NINERS and reserve your seats. That's 415-GO-NINERS.
Intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way 30.
Don't miss the excitement of 49ers Game Day. Secure your spot at Levi's Stadium for the 2025 season.
20, one block and he's in.
Season tickets are available now. Inventory is limited, so to speak with a representative, call 415-GO-49ers.
Touchdown!
That's 415-GO-49ers.
San Francisco!
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean. And there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Hoblit Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway through the week. Your week. So right now, I need every single listener on their feet. Callers, texters, YouTubers. Make some noise for Sacramento's favorite sports morning show. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, and the man behind the glass, Chris Berlon.
Well, thanks as always to Scott Fresh. We are halfway.
That always gets me just a little bit more pumped up.
Yeah, how could it not? We are halfway. Even I'm halfway.
You're more than halfway.
Well, because I got a 3-day work week. So yesterday, this is my middle too.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I guess technically, I guess for the two of you, technically that should have been played as the outro on the show.
Yeah.
You're not halfway. You're jumping the gun.
Yeah. We'll meet you halfway.
Scott Fresh is a liar. We love Scott. Does anybody did Scott go on that Mount Rushmore of local folks that if somebody doesn't like them, that's an issue?
Yeah.
It's you, it's Scott Moak, it's Gary Gerald, Scott Freshour. In the Kings world. Like if somebody goes, I don't like Christopher a lot, I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, same. Somebody didn't like me, join the club. You guys, I hate you. Everybody likes you. It's just
Fresh is very fun outside of King stuff as well.
Long time ago in a different life, yes, I have socialized with Scott Fresh outside he is a mushroom, or as we call him, a fun guy. Yeah, see what I did there?
Yeah, I did.
See what I did there? Kings Warriors again tonight. Tonight it's for real. Is it more? Which is, I guess, winning the game, if we were to win, would be the most fun part. But there's just something about Warriors or Laker fans at Golden One Center and watching them like take off their brand new Steph Curry jersey with the tags on it and having the Kings jersey underneath type of thing. Like I just love watching them leave in agony or sadness in the third quarter.
Was it that game? No, maybe the game was here. What was the game recently where there was a Kings fan or there was a kid seen at the game wearing a jersey?
Wasn't that in Oakland or San Francisco?
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a Warriors. And then all of a sudden there was
a Fox jersey underneath or something?
Or Sabonis or something. Yeah.
I don't know how many of those are staged or not either.
But
I know the kid of the week, by the way, is the kid that
loves the beam.
Loves the beam. Yeah. Now you love to see that. You also, but there is a part of me too that saw that kid, and if you missed it on the last broadcast, this kid was, I don't know what, 6, 7 years old, 8. Just pumped up, like psyched to chant light the beam. And then when the beam lit, he's like, oh, like the wonderment of a child. And I can't be the only one that saw that was like, yeah, that's our guy. Let's go, kid. And then also I'm like, oh, you poor bastard. What are you being indoctrinated in? It's not too late. Run, child.
Flee to the hills.
My mom said it reminded her of when they took me to my first game and they told me that there are flames that come out of the scoreboard.
Yes. Oh, yes. We all went there. The first interstate or whoever the sponsor was, little light thing on the sides of the scoreboard. And it'd be the Scott Fresh thing. They try to get y'all to make some noise. And then you try to light it all the way up to where and I've always wondered this. And honestly, I'm sure I could find out now because I always wondered this as a kid. Is there a legit sound thingy that is controlling that, or is it just some dude in the back like Johnny from Airplane that's like slowly? Because here's what
I think that's the case.
Because here's
I wanted to believe the first one.
I same here, but I kind of agree with Chris, and here's why. And maybe I just wasn't watching enough. I didn't go. I maybe went to 1 or 2 games a year as a kid, but I always watched. I never saw it. I never saw the little plastic flames flame at any point other than that segment. So like I specifically looked for it at the Kings Celtics game when Larry Bird missed the free throws. It didn't happen. If it was going to happen, it was going to. So I think it was just some
was
guy.
That new or old Arco?
That
old, right?
Yeah, that was. I think that was.
Oh, they didn't
one.
have it all the way calibrated yet.
It took some processing.
And then I guess it's also like, do we have an equivalent of that now?
They do. So they've had a thing on the big board, right? Yeah. But it's not the flames, but they'll come out of a break with a digital meter.
Oh, yeah. He's a big boy.
The big board.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Where I can't remember what the categories, but imagine it being like a meter. And then if you hit this, then this, and it's like playoff crowd, Laker crowd, playoff crowd, blah, 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 lit.
Okay.
And then eventually, like,
they actually have the decibels.
And then when it hits lit, then the place goes nuts.
So, do you remember? And as we're always trying to help with game ops, who do a wonderful job, and we should just shut up. But I'm going to take you back to a classic 80s movie, now quite controversial for very good reasons. But you may remember the cinema classic Revenge of the Nerds. Okay. And when Sacramento's Timothy Busfield of the B Street Theater fame, who played Poindexter in the movie, that's right. At the very end of the movie, when they were making their final presentation, right when he did it with his violin. So you remember the like laser beams that were shooting all over the stage, right? Like, why? How have we not done a thing yet where, like, if you get to a certain point on the cheering where it gets to that thing, like, how do we not have like little LED lasers all over the stadium? Or the arena. So here's how it will work. Like, you start the thing and like you got these little smoke machines that are kind of like on the side that are just kind of letting a little smoke in the air. And then as soon as you get to the point where you hit the decibel level or whatever, all the lights go out and all you see are these purple beams just crisscrossing everywhere in the arena. Like, how sick would that look on pregame as well?
You want beams before a win?
I want baby, like tiny beams, like pre-beams, like little pre-beams, just little tiny purple beams. How do we not have well, okay, that's okay. No, never mind. I say it's man.
Well, that one clearly would have to be controlled because if you get really loud in the game, the lights went out.
Right, that would 100% have to be controlled.
Yeah.
I was also going to say, how come they haven't had a giveaway where it's like little purple laser pointers? But no, because every opposing free throw, the whole guy's, he looked like he just had a massive acne outbreak. The whole guy's face is just purple beams.
Also, I had no idea Timothy Busfield was in Revenge of the Nerds.
What? How?
I had no clue.
How?
See, I know Timothy Busfield is Luke Collins from Little Bit. What was that? Little Big League? Yeah.
That's not who.
Also, he's the bad guy in The First Son.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is he, Chris?
He's the bad uncle in Field of Dreams.
Who else is he, Chris? And don't say 30-something either.
He's a liberal writer in The West Wing.
He's Danny Kincannon, CJ Craig's love interest on The West Wing. His biggest role ever. Shut up, Chris.
And he's watched me play baseball.
He has?
Yeah. I was like, whoa, that's Luke Collins.
Wait, what?
Because like we went to a very small school, so we basically played baseball wherever we could. And we sometimes had to play at that field across from the B Street Theater.
And he just came over to watch?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that. Had him on the old night show once. And I was so geared up. I had so many West Wing questions for him. And about 2 questions into the interview, it was incredible. By the way, he was incredibly polite and nice. Don't get me wrong. But about 2 questions into the interview, you just have this sense. Yeah, he was good with talking about the West Wing. Like he's moved on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the B Street Theater and blah, blah, blah. Good career, Tim Busfield.
Yeah, absolutely.
From 916, pre-beam is what happens when you're about to beam, but you're not quite ready yet. That's from Alan. Yeah, pre-beams.
Yeah.
So hopefully we see some pre, some half, and some post beams. Going on tonight out there at Golden One Center. It's part of a doubleheader we mentioned on national TV, ESPN.
ESPN.
By the way, at this rate, Shelley, I think we might have 1 or 2 more national games.
Oh. Think they'll get added on?
I think they will. I said at this rate,
yeah.
If the Kings continue to win and be relevant.
Well, even the way ESPN is labeling this week or the NBA, it's rivalries week. So they are calling this a rivalry.
And I know we ask this question often. They're the Kings' biggest rival right now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's bigger than the Lakers.
Yeah. I mean, it's the most recent. They've had a playoff series. The one the longtime Kings fans are hanging on to is the Lakers, but that's long gone. Doesn't mean it can't come back.
And it doesn't mean that rivalries can't change with time.
Absolutely.
Like once upon a time, it would be on international TV anytime the U.S. and England played. Like there was quite the rivalry with the colonies.
Yeah.
War of 1812. England's our ally now.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the Lakers are our ally, but I think the Lakers are like what England was to the U.S. back in the day. And now the Warriors are like, I don't know, what is it? China, North Korea, Russia, whoever our big rivalry is now. That's who they are now. It's not the Lakers anymore.
Yeah. And it can change again. Like if
sure.
they keep meeting up with the same team, if the Kings make the postseason again and that's where it happens, really. I mean, there's going to be a natural one with the Warriors, I think, just because of proximity. But how hot is the rivalry? Well, right now, between the two, I feel like there's something there for sure.
Now, if the Lakers and Kings play in the playoffs this year, and let's say there's another dust-up, and Doug Christie punches whoever the Laker coach is at the time.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, it'd be great. Just
Takes
part
out
two.
Redick.
Just Doug Christie would mash JJ Redick. Yeah. Let's not even like JJ Redick would make Rick Fox look like Larry Holmes in his prime. Why did I say Larry Holmes?
I don't know.
We'll take a break. When we come back, Sean Salisbury will, I think, join us. Had some weather issues yesterday. He'll join us.
Let's kick it.
We will kick it. We'll talk about football past, football present, and football future. All coming up right after this.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
What's up? We're talking again to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, tell us what's happening for the Start Something New sales events.
Check out the world of electric when you lease a new 2024 Dodge Hornet RT Plus plug-in for as low as $99 a month for 24 months with $39.95 due at signing. And these things get 77 MPGE. My sister has one and she loves it.
Wow, that's 3 times the miles per gallon of my car.
It is pretty impressive how much money you can save at the pump. But we also have a huge selection of used cars at the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter with over 200 vehicles available and 40 under $20,000.
See their full selection at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
Lease of $99 for 24 months is before tax and license. Must be California resident. Includes $6,500 SFS hybrid electric federal tax credit and $2,500 West SFS lease cash. Must finance through Stellantis. $39.95 due at signing. 7,500 miles per year. 30 cents per mile over. Tax and license extra. 7 with net savings. Sample MSRP 51,370 VIN A20366. See dealer for details.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
We're getting into
the weeds.
Oh, Sean on?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll save that. We're getting it. We're going through Revenge of the Nerds cast members. Tri-Lambs and Omega Moos.
That's right. Classic.
Joining us right now, he's in our own Tri-Lambda fraternity forever. a brother of ours, the one, the only Sean Salisbury. Good morning, Sean.
How you doing, man? What's going on, guys?
We're doing good, but look, before we get into all the sports stuff, let me ask you, of course, we told everybody yesterday, you shot me a text early morning. Definitely some weather issues out there. I know with the tornadoes and all the stuff that comes around Texas, I hope this is minor in comparison, but really, honestly, how are you doing? How is everybody doing out there?
Doing good, man. It clears up quickly. I mean, it's cold. It's in the low 20s, wind chill and stuff, but unlike Houston, not used to it. But, they did a good job of closing airports and keeping people off the roads and stuff. It's clear as could be today, and the sun's out and things are starting to melt, but we legitimately had about as close to a blizzard as Houston will ever see. It was blowing sideways, and it was the greatest thing about it. Kids were out of school, but out having fun instead of on their phones and stuff. So it looked like when you were growing up. So it was awesome. But everybody appears to be safe. No power went out. The internet did for a while. So that was a problem. But here we are, man. Everything's good. And
nice.
Hopefully back to normal here in Texas pretty soon. But it was handled just fine. Thanks. Just a little chilly.
Tell me you're one of those guys that would go around and be like, guys, I played 3 years in Minnesota outdoors. This is nothing.
Yeah, and Winnipeg.
That's right.
So yeah, I learned. People ask me, "Well, Sean, you're from Southern California. How did you handle it?" The truth is, in serious football talk, it really is a mindset. And I always felt that, well, it's weird that a Southern California guy played some of his best games in bad weather, and I don't know why that is. Maybe ability to focus. Had I played in bad weather my whole career, I may have been better. But the good weather, it's not 80-degree weather, but it truly is. I mean. They're built different. Those guys that are playing, and I'm thinking, well, I'm complaining. I'm in my house and it's cold, and they're going to go play in it and have to get hit in it and the rest of it. But I was pretty fortunate in my career just to deal with it and realize that both got to do it. And truth, the mindset of it. But Yeah, I prefer the living room as opposed to having to do what they're doing every single day. It's brutal.
Yeah, Sean, as far as the weather this last week, and obviously there were a couple of really cold games, but the one that had just the snow, I mean, how much of a challenge is that in game for all position players to get through that?
You know what? To me, of the worst things that you can inclement weather you can face, unless it's one of those where it's, like I said, blowing sideways where you can't see, 2 feet in front of you. One of those when you're driving, the windshield wipers can't keep it. That kind of snow. Then that's bothersome because of just not only depth perception, but of just the visual, a clear view on the ball. The ball kind of the background of the ball gets stuck in, you're picking it up late, all those things. But in truth, when it's snowing, it's not as cold as it is when it's freezing. So it's not really that bad. 30 degrees in snow with no wind, not a bad gig. It's when you have that snow and then you apply the wind to it to where it affects you not only going into the wind, but it also affects you going with it. People think, well, you're going with the wind. It'll help your kicker and the distance you can throw a ball. But the point can get caught up in the air. I mean, the mechanics shouldn't change because with the wind or against it when you're throwing the football. So the wind was always the worst. Now, a deluge of rain where the ball, where it's like to the point where you can't see in front of you just like snow, it just visibility-wise. And I have big hands, so it was easier for me to grip a football. And for some, it may be a little more difficult. It's the wind. If it's 80 degrees and 25-mile-an-hour winds, I would rather play in 30 degrees and no wind with snow than I would with wind. I mean, just wind howling. That's the problem because kicking game, everything comes into play. A simple pump that you can't judge. So to me, wind's the worst. Deluge or rain's the next worst. But a little bit of rain, it makes the ball a little more tacky. You can grip it. And snow never bothered me. It wasn't, unless it's one of those where you can't see. And I've played in it plenty of times because it's an offensive advantage. Usually inclement weather favors the offense because you know where your cuts are happening. You don't have to come out of a backpedal in a passing route, and you can kind of dig in. So the ice and the hard cold, the colder it is, the more miserable. But if there's no wind, you deal with it. It's the wind that's the worst. Regular snow, not a bad deal. Now, kickers get a little psycho over it because they can't get their feet planted, and it just looks different, the optics. But, that's part of a mindset as well. So snow really never bothered me, and I don't think it should bother too many. Some of the best games, I think Warren Moon, when he was in Kansas City, with Houston playing against Kansas City, I think Kansas City had Albert Lewis and Kevin Ross and Duron Cherry, like 3 Pro Bowlers. I think he threw for 5+ in a snowstorm. I saw Lynn Dickey throw for like 470 or 450 in a snowstorm. I think it was on Monday Night Football when he was with the Packers. My best game of my career was in a snowstorm in Denver. So snow's an advantage for us as long as it's not blowing sideways and windy.
Sean, let's talk about. I mean, there's a lot of playoff football we could go over. Bills Ravens, that was the marquee matchup, and you saw the errors Mark Andrews made. People are focusing on the fumble and the drop. Where does Lamar Jackson stand with you? 4 picks all year, throws a pick, loses a fumble. I love the guy. You and I are huge fans of his, but are we at the point now where that's I'm using air quotes here, where playoff Lamar is a thing?
Yeah, think about this. Two answers to this. One with the Mark Andrews thing. The guy's been a great player in the league. And it's sad because after all he's done, you remember that horrible visual, unfortunately, with Jackie Smith, the great tight end, the Cardinals cat. He dropped the ball in the end zone in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Out of all the great career he had, that's what you see. Like Billy Buckner, right?
Yeah.
Who had 2,700 hits, had a great career, and a ball that rolls through his legs that he'd have scooped up 1,000 times. Same with Mark Andrews. It just happened to happen twice on like back-to-back series. Unfortunate. He's a great player, but he'll never forget it because they'll never let him forget it, whether it's outside of Baltimore or in it. And he's just as sick as anybody. So I feel bad for him, but that's the unfortunate part of football, how you get defined, unfortunately. And, you're going to have to, and he can't wait till next season, I'm sure, to eliminate that because it'll fester. It just does because, if you're hard on yourself, and the greatest critic and the toughest critic should always be the player on himself, Mark Andrews wouldn't have dropped that with an eye patch on. And unfortunately, he just did for whatever reason. And what a player. As far as Lamar goes, listen, I am quite frankly at my wit's end with people. Man, one is it's a quarterback, and I get it. It's a quarterback stat, wins and losses. What is real is we judge our Super Bowl, our quarterbacks, by their postseason act. You got to put up numbers, but we judge their careers and how good where we're going to put them. We don't do it for the right guard. We don't ever say right guard, hey, man, he went to 12 Pro Bowls and he didn't make a Super Bowl. We never say that. If he got to a Super Bowl, we'll put that on there. But we never make it a negative. With the quarterback, it's always a negative. He didn't get there. Boy, the guy sucks. Well, he doesn't suck. There's 11 other dudes. The other team's getting paid. Josh Allen's pretty good. Yes, he will be judged, and I get it, because that's just part of it. We ask you to elevate when he threw a costly interception, but you look at his numbers throughout the game, he still performed. The guy had the best season of his career. Every year he's gotten better. I'm so tired and at my wits' end with people saying, well, he can't throw from the pocket. He makes throws everywhere. He makes plays with his feet. He's in perfect command. He's on, second or third offensive coordinator, whatever, since he's been in the league, and he still overcomes it, and he's gotten better. The guy is phenomenal. He's putting up a Hall of Fame career already. So will they judge him in the big picture? Sure. They do, because championships at that position, that's what we put on your resume. But as far as Lamar, Baltimore wouldn't be there if Lamar Jackson, because you ain't going to find but 3 or 4 of those dudes in this league. Mahomes ain't going anywhere. Josh Allen. Lamar Jackson is a big reason why. Now, they'd be a good team, but with Lamar Jackson, they're still not playing in February without him. So I know he wants it, and that hangs around him. And yes, it's going to be there. It hangs around he and Josh Allen and Cousins, all those guys that have been close. It's still going to allow it to hang on your shoulders that you got to get it off. And that's just part of it. But for anybody to wonder, well, Lamar Jackson just chokes. Well, he didn't choke. He made a bad throw and a bad decision, but made a bunch of good ones. But the level for him is going to be, what do you do like Mahomes does to get to how is he playing average in a game, and then all of a sudden in the fourth quarter finds a way to win it. But look what Lamar did. Under pressure, brings him back down, gets him in the end zone, drives him down the field, and makes a throw that should have been a catch, and the game's tied. And now what? Now we're looking at, does he win it in overtime? So a lot of things happen. It's not just one play. I love Lamar Jackson, and for people to continue to talk, well, he doesn't throw like Burrow does from the pocket. Well, Burrow doesn't do all the things that Lamar does either. So he is the ultimate weapon in football right now. He beats you in a million different ways.
Right.
But until he gets the Super Bowl and wins one, that will always hamper him, just because that's the way the media and fans are, and that's the way that we judge our quarterbacks, right or wrong.
Jason, we're out of time, but I'd be remiss if I didn't wrap up this way. It was a snowy day, November 14th, 1993. The Broncos, on a Vance Johnson touchdown catch, took a 20-3 lead on the Minnesota Vikings with 8:03 left in the second. And some kid named Sean Salisbury says, we ain't losing a mile high today. So Chris Carter gets himself a 9-yard pass for a touchdown. Roger Craig, how about a 17-yard reception for a touchdown? The great Fuad Reveiz with a few field goals. And when you look at the numbers, 19 of 37, 366 yards, 2 touchdowns for our hero of the day, Sean, and some punk named, I don't know, some doofus, John Elway.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. Real quick.
Yeah.
Well, and I was voted NFL Player of the Week.
I swear to God, I remember. Was it Berman? I remember the ESPN highlights of that game, dude.
Yeah. Berman probably did him on the post game, on the Sunday, as he does the fastest 2 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
He or at halftime of the other games in that game, but won it that day, and we came from behind. And Elway's always the one coming from behind. And true story, I'm walking off the field at the end. John had the ball last too. They're driving down the win again. I'm thinking, John, not today. Just give me a break. Not today, okay? And he threw a flat to Glenn Milburn in a little flat option route, and one of our guys came up and hit him, and they were driving to go win after we had come from 20-3 down, and Milburn laid it on the ground, and we recovered, and I got to go kneel down, and Denny Green came up to me. He goes, "You wanted him today, didn't you?" I go, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "You know exactly what I'm talking about." Meaning during the game, he said, "It's Elway. I know your affinity for him." And to go get John and beat him that day, it was extra special and great teammates. The problem is I walked off the field thinking I left about another 140 yards on the table. I should have thrown for 500 that day and 5 touchdowns. So I was still pissed, but going into Denver and beating Elway at that any time was pretty special, man. It was good.
Not every day you can say that. That Sean Salisbury joins us each and every week from his palatial Houston, Texas estate, to and from his show. We appreciate that, brother. Stay safe out there. We'll talk to you next week as we preview the Super Bowl. Thank you, my man.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
All right, take care. That's Sean Salisbury. We are late when we come back. 4 down territory. Ben Johnson chose the Bears. What's going on with the Raiders? And we'll look ahead to this weekend as well. I'll come up right after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Happy New Grill. Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat as we did on Christmas Eve. Bring out all the flavors of the new year with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills have features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Complete with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Whitey and Napoleon Grills wish you Happy New Year. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
It's a myth to think you don't play golf well enough to get fitted for golf clubs. The professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio would argue that playing the game with golf clubs properly fitted to your body and swing characteristics is the best way to improve your game and have more fun on the golf course. With a professional staff of fitters, all the major brands of equipment, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan, the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is worth a look. See for yourself, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Schedule your fitting at 916-808-2531, 808-2531.
Start the year strong at InShape Fitness. Play basketball, try yoga or Pilates, or work with their personal trainers to create a happy new you. And look for Sacktown Sports Team before the next Kings game to grab your free Kings InShape Rally Towel. Join today at InShape.com. We are in shape. You are ready.
Meta Chevy sends you $8,000 off MSRP on new 2025 half-ton Silverado LT and RST after rebates.
Resolve to save now with $8,000 off new Silverados at MetaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
See dealer for details. Best on 2011 or newer Chevrolet.
Hey, it's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, and the regular season is over, but the high hand bonuses, those are not. $500 per primetime football game, whether it's weekend, Monday night, whatever it may be. And those bonuses available until the season ends, including the big game on February 9th. Capital Casino, 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com. Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland, and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Now's the time!
It seemed certain they would score the touchdown that would turn Super Bowl 13 into a tie game again.
It's 3rd down and 3, Dallas at the Pittsburgh 10.
Roger back to throw, has a man open in the end zone, caught, touchdown, drop, dropped in the end zone, Jackie Smith all by himself. Oh, bless his heart, he's got to be the sickest man in America.
Vern Lundquist on the call.
That was Vern?
That was Vern Lundquist,
wow.
Which I would not have known unless it said Vern Lundquist here at the top. That was
your life.
In your life. That was with 2:41 left in the third quarter of Super Bowl 13. A wide open Jackie Smith, tight end for the Cowboys, dropped a sure 10-yard pass from Staubach in the end zone, which would have tied the game at 21-all. That was the play that Sean Salisbury was referring to, just happened to pop up, as does this segment, 4 Down Territory, where we talk a little bit of football. First down. Christopher Law.
Bless his heart, he might be the sickest man in America right now.
I know.
That's wild.
I know, poor guy. Poor Jackie.
Ben Johnson chose the Bears. Is that an indictment on the Raiders, who are reportedly very interested?
Ben Johnson. Yep. I don't know. I mean, if you're, I don't know, because we don't. It's tough to answer because I don't know the particulars. Did the Raiders offer him $10 million less? Were the offers the same? And he was just looking at. It's not like the Bears have this tremendous ownership front office structure over the last long time. Or is it just he looked at, honestly, if I was Ben Johnson, I'd rather go to the Bears, and that's no disrespect to the Raiders. It's the Chicago Bears first and foremost. It's the
what does that mean?
They're the Bears. They're the George Halas. The not that the Raiders aren't a storied franchise. Of course they
Aren't
are.
the Raiders more storied?
And the Bears?
Yeah.
They are?
Uh-huh.
Really? No. Really? I mean, I guess they're in the conversation together.
I wouldn't say the Las Vegas Raiders, but I would say the Raiders as a whole.
God, that's a segment in itself. I don't know, guys.
I mean, you're doing like longevity.
Yeah, I'm saying like
as opposed to
Bears are like a
what?
Tentpole franchise of the end.
Of what?
You got like the Packers, the Bears, the Cowboys.
I feel like those other two though have more.
But then you also, I mean, that aside, you also, I mean, just look at the two teams. On one hand, you've got, okay, here's the dumb analogy I'm going to do. The Bears are an unfinished house, but they've got like a really like an amazing looking kitchen with like some like Viking appliances and stuff, like top of the pops, right? And they've got a few other things that are there that are likable, but then they've got some stuff where you're like, oh my God, that paint job with the grass. Ew, how gauche. And then you got the Raiders, and they have nothing. The Raiders have a really awesome cherry tree in the front yard that like bears, and it's one of them, what are those Washington cherries Rainier cherries. Okay. It's like the best cherry tree ever in the front yard. And everything else is just dirt. There's not even a foundation there. So you go, well, do I want to go to the Bears, whose house has some really good starting things, but there's some stuff to finish? Or do I want to go to the Raiders, who just have the tree and they have nothing else, but they've got a ton of stuff to work with there? Like, how much of a build do I want to be a part of? I feel like the Bears are closer than the Raiders to contention, but you also have the opportunity to paint the Raiders in your own image from the bottom up, basically. I just don't know. I don't know if it's an indictment on the Raiders so much as he wanted the Bears job.
Okay, after that, you've completely changed my mind.
See,
chop down the tree.
Yeah, the Bears. Yeah, Bears are a far bigger franchise than the Raiders. Thank you, Chris.
I think it's probably more of a support for the Bears than an indictment on the Raiders. But to your point too, like how much was offered? Was there really even an offer? Were the Raiders that far along? Bears were committed. They went for it. They got their guy. It's good for them.
Yeah, I think so. And I see everyone arguing now in the chat, Bears versus Raiders, and somebody said how many Super Bowl rings do the Bears? Well, let's not play that game. You
don't want to answer that?
Well, I'm saying the whole how many rings do you have when it comes to who's the most important franchise? I think it'd be part of the conversation, maybe, but like, well, if that's the case, then it's it's the Niners and the Steelers.
Yeah, but you went
Can't think of another.
You went like George Halas. I'm like
George
Al Davis.
Halas. Al Davis.
No, why are you saying it like that?
George Halas. Al Davis. George Halas. John Madden.
The Shield, the Raiders, John Madden. You just said it.
Chicago. The Bears.
The autumn wind.
The autumn wind. The autumn wind.
Yeah. And what else you got on this other side?
George Went.
The Bears.
The Bears. What's the big SNL segment on the Raiders?
They don't need one.
They don't need one.
I think it's on Mad TV.
Yeah.
Second down, please.
Of the 4 teams left, what would you pick to be your ideal Super Bowl?
Commanders, Bills. I'm always going to default towards the teams that have struggled the most recently and over. Nobody has struggled more than the Bills. So you can throw that. Then nobody. I saw this. Those maps of the U.S. and it'll fill in like, hey, who all's rooting for this team? Who all's rooting for that team? The entire country was Bills, except for Kansas City. Same thing with the Commanders and the Eagles, although I don't necessarily buy that. The Eagles have a chip. They did a bit back. Plus, I don't like Philly or their fans. I don't really have any.
They've ruined the limelight.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They have. That's like the Eagles headquarters there. Everyone's eating dog poo and getting hammered. Then, and with everything the Commanders and their fan base has been through with Dan Snyder and all that, plus, the rookie QB and all that. Not the punky QB. Right. That's Jim McMahon.
Yes.
Bears. Where's the Raiders Super Bowl shuffle?
They don't need one.
They don't need one. They haven't for a while.
Yeah.
I think for me it's easy.
Yeah.
Commanders, Bills.
I think it's anything Bills, right? And then if it's between Commanders or Eagles, yeah, it's Commanders. That's more appealing to me.
Yes.
Then when they got there, I probably would root for the Bills, but Washington's a pretty great story too. So yeah, that's the one. I would pick that.
I think you guys are messing up. I think you need a villain in the Super Bowl.
Chiefs?
So if you have Chiefs versus Commanders.
No, because then the Chiefs
upstart taking down the.
I don't need the Chiefs anywhere near the Super Bowl.
But that's gonna. Would it make you more happy to see the Commanders beat the Chiefs?
Yes. And if I bet $10,000 on a 10-way parlay and won $1 million, it'd feel better too. But you know what else would suck? Losing $10,000.
No, you need that. You need that juice in that game.
Hey, here's how you know the Bears Raiders argument. I win. Here's how you know. I'll prove it right now.
Okay.
You know who agrees with me?
Who?
MC.
He's a Bears fan.
Whatever. If MC and I agree on something, he says the Bears are the foundation of the league that every other team plays in.
Yeah, but it's like the toilet. Like it's not the best part of the house, but you need one.
Al Davis and the Raiders elevated the league.
Did they?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I think it took us some time, Chris, to be honest. Third down, please.
Who is more likely to be in next year's championship weekend, the Lions or the Ravens?
I'm going to invoke my Chuck Liddell rule here in a weird way. Until the Chiefs lose, I'm not betting against them. By default, because the Lions are not in the Chiefs division and the Bills division and all that, I'm going to say the Lions. But let me tell you something, dude. They're getting Aiden Hutchinson back, but they're losing. They've already lost one coordinator. They're probably going to lose at least one more. That's the downside of being good, is everybody picks your carcass away once you're out. The Lions are going to have to find some good replacements.
Yeah, my answer is the Lions too, but almost the same way, because I just think the AFC, if I'm picking, it's just more difficult. I think that gauntlet to get through with all those great quarterbacks is going to be tough for Lamar, for Mahomes, for Josh Allen, for all of them. So yeah, I think of the two choices, it would be the Lions for me as well.
Fourth down.
Who is more likely to have the better year next season, Notre Dame or Ohio State?
Ohio State.
They'll pay for it.
Yeah, because Notre Dame actually makes their kids like take tests and school.
Yeah.
Ohio State's like,
oh man, I'm out of cash.
What did Cardell Jones say? I didn't come to Ohio State to play school. I came here to play football. It's one of my favorite quotes of all time. That was before NIL. It's just easier for Ohio State. No disrespect. They're a football factory. I'd say the same thing it was Arizona or Alabama. I'd say the same thing it was Florida State.
Yeah.
Notre Dame, anytime a Notre Dame, a Stanford, and even to a crazier extent, that's why Army and Navy being good this year is like so, there should be some sort of a handicap where if you're a military school and you're competing in football, you should get like 4 extra wins just for being a military school because of what there was a big think piece this year on It was one of the stars from Army and one of the stars from Navy. I said RV, I meant Army. And like what their daily routine is. It's insane compared to like Alabama, where you have people with like grape leaves fanning you all day and this team of people taking your tests, and then you go do the football. Yeah.
Army, they're hitting you with those leaves.
Yeah. And if you, by the way, you drop that pass, you're getting a soap party. You know what I'm saying? Where they hit you with the soap, like in
okay.
Jacket.
What a party.
It's not really a party. It doesn't feel good, probably. Who's hot? Who's not? 3 of the keys.
Body wash.
Somebody screwed up. The real dumb guy screwed up, and everybody said they're having a soap party, and he brought like the liquid, and he's got it. It just kind of slaps me uncomfortably. We'll do all this next.
Tonight, Kings and Warriors. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings. Sacktown Sports 1140.
My good friends over at Jiffy Lube have an amazing New Year oil change special going on right now for the month of January. Get a full synthetic oil change starting at just $76.99 with a $33 off coupon online. That's right, starting at just $76.99 for a full synthetic motor oil change with a $33 off online coupon from jiffylube.com today. Offer valid for up to 5 quarts of premium motor oil, specialty vehicles, and diesel extra. Happy New Year from Jiffy Lube.
How about you try something new this year? A resolution to enjoy what you drive. And the only way to guarantee that is at Sacramento Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. And it's not just because they're centrally located right across from Hagan Oaks Golf Course or their huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. It's because their general manager, Chuck Dean, and his team, they really take the time to get to know you and your goals. To them, it's not just about a car sale. It's about building generational relationships with someone you can trust. That's why people come from all over, Folsom, Elk Grove, Woodland, Roseville, because Sacramento Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, it's where a handshake still means something.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean. And there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what's going on for the Start Something New sales event?
It's a new year, and we have big savings on the new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cabs with up to $16,000 off MSRP, which means you can get one of America's favorite trucks starting as low as $38,655.
Wow, starting the year off with some big savings already.
Not only do we have great deals on new Ram trucks, the Hoblet family of dealers is growing with a huge selection of used cars at the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter, with over 200 used vehicles available and 40 under $20,000.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
16,000 total net savings on select new 2025 Ram 1500. After 10,500 rebates, 5,500 dealer discount. Rebates include 1,500 SFS bonus cash. Must finance with Stellantis. 500 on the job upfit. Must provide upfit talk. And 2,000 Ford Conquest cash. Must own or lease Ford vehicle. Not everyone will qualify for all rebates. 5 of this net savings. See dealer for details. 38665 sample VIN 616182.
What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot.
And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who is hot?
Nikola Jokic.
Ah.
He has gotten a triple-double in each of his last 4 games, but he's also not played a fourth quarter in those 4 games.
What?
No other NBA player in history has had a triple-double without playing in the fourth quarter in more than 2 consecutive games. Do you think he's like, wait, if I finish this in 3 quarters, I don't have to play the fourth?
Yeah. He's got a triple-double.
Might work.
Nikola Jokic is so damn good. He's gotten to the point, we see this all the time. Not all the time, but we see this with excellence, sustained excellence, that you just take it for granted, like we do sometimes, I feel like, with Domantas Sabonis. Michael Jordan won the MVP in 1998. Currently, Nikola Jokic is beating him for his numbers that season in a couple of categories. Can I tell you which ones?
Go for it.
Points, rebounds, assists, blocks, steals, field goal, free throw percentage, and 3-point percentage. He's beating him in every category. Oh, and scoring, which I think I already said. He's beating
on rebounds.
Michael. He has 10 assists to Jordan's 3.5. He's shooting 47% from 3 to Jordan's 24. 13.2 boards to 5.8 for Jordan. He actually has more steals by a 10th. 51.5% to 46.5% from the field, 80.5 to 78.5 from the free throw line, 30.1 points for Jokic, Jordan 28.7. He's literally boat racing Michael Jordan's 1988 MVP season, and we're like, well, he's kind of chunky. He's good.
Oh, yeah, he's a big boy.
It's like with Shohei Ohtani and how, even though I hate the Dodgers, I'm enamored by excellence in sports.
Yeah.
And like what we're this is a center.
I don't know. I'm so tired of the Dodgers that I'm kind of not liking Shohei. And he was my guy.
Now you're on the Aaron Judge train.
But
Good job.
it has nothing to do with screw the Dodgers. I'm with you. I just go, oh my God. Like, this guy is amazing. And I don't care about the Nuggets. Whatever. You got your championship. Yeah. That's neat. Michael Malone, I like him. But we're watching. And what really sucks is, like, Nikola Jokic is like the Bulls and Domantas Sabonis is like Sean Kemp's Sonics. Like, if Nikola Jokic wasn't in the league, Domantas Sabonis this would all be about him.
Right.
And he probably would have won an MVP by now, or certainly be in the top 2, top 3. But it's like, oh, I see that. Like, Sabonis is like great value Jokic.
He'll get it when the Kings win the championship.
Well, I hope
and we become the worst fan base in history.
Who is not?
The city of New Orleans.
Ah,
easy.
New Orleans tied a 130-year record when it accumulated 10 inches of snow yesterday. It also smashed the last previous high of 2.7 inches of snow. Wow. That happened on Christmas Day in 1963.
Screw the snow. Screw the snow.
Yeah.
I'm a part of it. Lived it. I lived in Minnesota for a year.
Ugh.
Yeah, dude. It's just lame. Yeah, you don't get snow days. I mean, that's cool.
Didn't they used to have don't they have like gerbil tubes?
Yeah, hamster trails.
In
downtown, yeah, you don't
downtown, so you don't have to go outside.
Oh, the skywalks, yeah. I was like, wait, what? They doing with gerbils? No, yeah, they have skywalks all over downtown Minneapolis, St. Paul. 3 in the key, Kings Warriors right now.
Okay, we're gonna look at the point guard matchup tonight, Dave and Chris. So we want Steph Curry versus De'Aaron Fox. We are looking for their points and assists tonight. Curry versus Fox. So you can be Curry's first or Fox, whoever.
Curry, give me 28 and 7. Fox, give me 20 and 9.
Okay, I've got 36 and 9 for Curry, 29 and 5 for Fox.
24 and 8 for Fox. 26 and 5 for Curry.
Okay. We are looking for 3-pointers made for each team.
18 for the Kings, 16 for the Warriors.
I have 16 and 16. Chris?
Kings 21, Warriors 15.
And then lastly, something you're predicting that you'll see tonight. Something different, something weird, something odd, just something an outlier you're finding.
We will
rock you.
There will be a light the beam chant. No, that's not even like they're favored by 7.5. Oh, can I go third?
Yeah. I have Kings rookie Devin Carter will have a career high in points.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Kings will have 6 or more players score double digits.
Give me 6 3-pointers made for Keegan Murray.
Wow.
By the way, I think I saw somebody on Twitter say that Denver's now doing Russell Westbrook. If that's the case, that's terrible. Pick your own thing, Denver. We completely invented the call and response. Nobody's ever done that before.
Ever.
That's not fair. First it was Marco Polo, and then it was the Kings.
No. First it was, well, I guess technically you're right then. First it was Marco Polo, then it was Yogi Ferrell. Marco Polo and Yogi Ferrell walked so Keegan Murray could run. And in 10 years when we draft Johnson Barfield.
That'll be so smooth.
Honestly.
Johnson
Barfield. Yeah, that's exactly what. Dude, if they actually, I need to look right now and see if there's any like really good junior high players named Johnson Barfield.
I think there would be a chance you could have a Johnson Barfield and a Barfield Johnson.
100%. Yeah. One of them's related to Jesse.
Yeah.
We won't say which one. We'll take a break. When we come back, hey, Kayte Christensen. That doesn't work. We'll talk to her, Kings television analyst, next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. By wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers right away. If you're testing your blood sugar 4 or more times per day, injecting insulin 3 or more times per day, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetic Health Hotline today and learn about the latest CGM technology. A CGM can immediately reduce pain. It's accurate, easy to use, and helps you make better diabetes treatment decisions. And if you have Medicare, you can get a new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. Plus, get free shipping, and we'll bill your insurance company for you. Call now to receive your new continuous glucose monitor at little or no out-of-pocket cost.
Paid for by U.S. Medical Supply.
Call 800-611-6638. That's 800-611-6638. Again, 800-611-6638. That's 800-611-6638.
Intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way 30.
Don't miss the excitement of 49ers game day. Secure your spot at Levi's Stadium for the 2025 season.
20, one block and he's in.
Season tickets are available now. Inventory is limited, so to speak with a representative, call 415-GO-49ers.
Touchdown!
That's 415-GO-49ers.
San Francisco!
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. SubcontractorsUnited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
When an overwhelmed injury victim calls Ashton or Price, we immediately remove their legal burden and introduce them to the very best medical care in the region. They focus on their health and we handle all the rest. When they reach the end of their medical journey and are reunited with happiness and hope, we unleash our decades of legal experience to obtain maximum compensation. We are real, local, experienced litigators and snappy dressers too. Consultation's free, and there's never a fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
This year, resolve to save on the all-new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates on over 30 new half-ton Silverado LT and RST. After rebates. And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area. $8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big. Huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leases, and other offers. Based on 2011 or newer Chevrolet.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Yep. Yep. Hey, what should we do? Well, the Kings have been getting busy, winning 9 of their last 10. Everyone points to coaching changes or Keon Ellis. Has anyone thought that it's because of Kayte?
That's a great point.
And what she switched up 10 games ago.
Yeah, we'll find out what it was.
Go to the voice of the Sacramento Kings herself, Kayte Christensen. Good morning.
Good morning, you guys.
Do you take any credit at all?
I take absolutely zero credit.
Yeah,
we were giving you credit.
Yeah.
We're giving you all the credit.
Oh.
I mean, you know, you changed stuff up too 10 games ago, and it's been working. Sorry, I was trying to wait. I was waiting for the what did I change up, or if maybe you did change something up and we just didn't know about it. We're trying to give you credit where credit isn't due, Kayte.
Thank you. But no, thank you. You know,
it's a polite pass, I guess, right there.
You are a non-biased, objective journalist, they say, but gee golly, isn't the you got to at some point, I wouldn't say get tired. I know how much you love your job, but it's got to get old making excuses for this team. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just you're sitting there at the end of blowouts and you're like, well, you know, the bright side is, or you got to give the other team credit, which I hate, but I know you have to say. The job just has to be a lot more fun when you're kicking ass rather than the ass kickery on the other end.
well, I mean, yeah, that's an easy thing to admit. It is more fun when they're winning. But you know, Dave, I know you just absolutely love this. And I hate to disappoint people, but like, yeah, like losing is not fun, but it's never a thing for me of like where I have to give credit to the other team. 2 teams go out, 1 team wins, 1 team loses. And the team that wins, they do get credit because they figured it out. They did it right. They played well. They put together a good game plan. And even when we lose, it's one of those things where I actually really love my job. and I feel like I know the game a little bit. And so for me, it is kind of about being the voice of reason of like, well, this is what went wrong. These are the things that they need to address. And then it's about like, do they address them, right? Do they make changes or do they learn? Because no one goes out and wins 82 games. Like, it's just, that's how it works, you know? And so there's a reason and there's a learning process. And like, I like being in a position and having the ability, for lack of a better term, of kind of like being a voice of reason. I'm just speaking truth, you know? And to me, there's value in that, right?
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I would just prefer.
I mean, I know that Jason understands logic. And
I
reason.
understand. I would just personally prefer at the end of blowouts to be like, I'm not giving the other team credit. We suck. We control our own destiny and screw everybody else. Sacramento. Okay. Why not that? Okay. That's fine. That's why I'm not a professional broadcaster.
Yeah, that's why Katie's in the position.
Yeah, that's why she does that, and I'm sitting on the sideline.
Yeah. Kayte, as we look at this team right now, I mean, things are going really, really well, but doesn't mean they stop here, and there aren't areas that can get better. What areas, as you see this team in this really good stretch, that you still think can be addressed and worked on going forward?
Well, believe it or not, it's consistency, right? You can win games and still win with lacking consistency. And to me, one of the biggest things that we've seen that's been a common theme throughout the season is inconsistent shooting. And you can't control that. Like, you know, there's a reason that, you know, the 3-point shot is valuable, but it's also, it can kill you, you know? So if they can get to the point where they're more consistent from the standpoint of, you know, being able to knock down shots, I will say, I think they're doing a good job of getting, sorry, the dog is playing with her toy. Dolly, stop that. I do think that there is the thing of like consistency of getting great shots. I think that is something we're seeing more now, is consistency in terms of the value of shots they're getting. So it's about knocking them down. And so, you know, when you look at that, like they're going out on the road, like after tonight, I looked at the schedule because I have to plan 50 million things for when I'm gone. But you know, you look at this home game tonight and then the Kings are really out on the road until after the All-Star break. It's 10 of their next 12 games, you know, after tonight, starting in Denver, tomorrow night, are on the road, and that's a brutal schedule. And so also when you look at consistency, it's about, you know, being able to play the schedule, if you will, because everyone has tough stretches, and this is about to be a really tough stretch for the Kings coming up. So can they find the consistency of doing the things that allow them to win on the road? And to me, one of the great things during this stretch has been that they have been able to create on a really consistent basis good offense from their defense. And guys like Keon Ellis and, you know, De'Aaron in that fourth quarter against Houston, you know, didn't score the ball super well, but he had 3 steals. You know, things like that really, really matter and make a difference.
You know, Golden State's missing quite a few players tonight. Kyle Anderson and Draymond Green and Podziemski and Jonathan Kuminga's been out for a while. And the Kings are favored by 7.5 tonight, which has got to be the biggest point differential for the Kings in quite a while against this iteration of the Warriors. But as the Kings are winning, and they've won 9 of 10, and they're on a great run, how do you parse as an athlete, Kayte, the psychology of we need to play every game like we're 10 down and go up against every team like we're the underdog, and also the confidence of we belong here and we should win this game, and let's be professionals and go out and do the thing we're supposed to do, which is what we saw, I think, against the Wizards over the weekend. How do you balance between those two psyches?
Yeah, interesting in the fact that it's that you bring up the Wizards, because that's immediately what I thought. That is a team that you look at it, we look at their situation, and you're like, you need to win this game. Like you're supposed to win this game. We all know that that's not how sports work, right? Any given night, you know, one team can, you know, kick the crap out of the other one. It's just, you know, that's why you have to play the game. And to me, it's about messaging, right? And I think that is one of Doug Christie's, really, apparent strengths is messaging to the players. And it really does help having someone that has played the game at this level that is delivering that. And I think that, it's every team has the same messaging. It's not rocket science, right? It doesn't matter if the coach played or not. Like, here's the reality is it's the same. You look at a team like the Wizards, and no matter who's in that head chair, it's the same message. Like, listen, you have to go out and you have to play consistently. You have to make sure that you're attacking this the same way that you attacked the Boston game, so on and so forth. But messaging and delivery, and sometimes the messenger, really is the difference in those things. And I think that that's something that has been really, really well received by this team right now. And it goes back to, I know we talked about this, I think it was last time, DeMar DeRozan putting together that little mixtape, if you will, of Doug Christie's, defensive career and how he played. And him, when I asked him, saying, when coaches are asking you to do something, it really helps to see why they're asking, because Doug himself as a player, he played that way. He demanded that of himself, and he's demanding it of us. And here is why. And so, I think that that's something that, you look at, and that is something that's having a major impact on this team right now.
Kayte, I think it's 2 weeks from tomorrow is the deadline. And I know you're there to analyze the game in front of you, but as you've analyzed this team, is there a player or a need that you think would best suit the Kings when they hit the deadline?
And specifically, who should we trade?
So crazy. I think every team in this league has needs. Every team. And they go into it trying to do the best to evaluate it. And I think the tricky part that always gets lost during the trade deadline is people can look and say, hey, we need more shooting, or we need a power forward, or we need, whatever it is, XYZ. These are our needs, right? And they have players that we want this player. This is someone that could really help our team. But we forget so often that we're not privy to the conversations going on behind the scenes. And the team is very aware of their needs, right? And the front office, in terms of what they feel like they need that can make them better, weaknesses they want to address, that kind of thing. And but if the asking price is too high, is it detrimental to your path going forward? Are you trying to, fix something now that's going to hurt you later? So it's short term versus long term. I think Kyle Kuzma is a really great example of this and what's going on in Washington. Like, it's been very, obvious for a while that he's someone that Washington's wanting to move. He has value. Their asking price was I think 2 first-round picks or whatever. Like, they had a pretty high asking price. And as teams are passing, I mean, now it's down to 1 second-round pick they'd be willing to settle for. So it's also a waiting game to a certain extent, right? And things will get furious right before the trade deadline, as they always do. It never disappoints. But for me, I think one of the weaknesses of this team truly is the second unit. You have a starting 5 that's scoring over 90 points a game, and you're getting 25 points from your bench. That's a tough thing to overcome. So I think that that's something that, I would assume that the front office is looking at, how can they shore up the bench a little bit? And shooting is always, every team is looking for shooting, always looking for shooting. So those are just a couple things to me that stand out that I would imagine is kind of on their list of priorities.
Sure seemed like Jonas Valanciunas was trying out for the Kings, though. 23 points in 23 minutes off the bench.
Yeah, but let's be honest. What value does he have on this team?
Backup big.
He's to play what? 8 minutes.
Well, I mean, that's where they're lacking front court depth. That's been a problem all year long. I think a second round pick or whatever for Valanciunas to give Sabonis a breather. I'm not saying that's the trade, but they need front court depth.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know what, and I love having conversations with fans and people about it. because I really don't know. And I think they think I'm like holding information back. I don't know. It is not at all in my job title or my description.
Oh, no, I know. I don't think you have insight.
No, but if I'm giving my own personal opinion here, which I just love to do, because not at all, uncomfortable to do this. I don't think I love Valanciunas as a player, and he and Domas, like they're fellow national team players and teammates and all of that. And I just like, to me, there's no value for him on this team because he's that good of a player that having him to play 10 minutes, you're not really getting the value. But if you got a great knockdown 3-point shooter that can come in and play 20 minutes off the bench, doesn't that hold more value for this team?
It's not an either or.
One of the strengths of this lineup as well is Trey Lyles' position or ability, and also Keegan does it as well. When this team goes small, a lot of times that is a great value to them in that second unit, and that's putting Trey or Keegan sometimes even at that 5 spot while Domas is getting his 10 minutes of rest that he gets a game, right? But I think I would rather see I always think that there's tremendous value in defensive players in this league. Like if you name a couple like Dyson Daniels, Herb Jones, like those are players that are super, super, tremendous defensive players. Like, so that to me is always a value, right? And they're always going to be on the court. They're always going to get time. A knockdown 3-point shooter that can come in and really make a difference from a scoring perspective. Like that to me holds more value than a Valanciunas, for example. And I only mean it to say I love Valanciunas' game. I think he has tremendous value. That's why that bench unit is like one of the top scoring bench units in the league, because they start a bunch of rookies and then they bring the vets in and they absolutely destroy people. I mean, there's no question that he has a ton of value. I'm just trying to figure out the value he has on the Kings.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. A shooter or somebody. They got Herb Jones. Yeah, wow. Forget about it. Yeah. I know you love talking personnel, Katie. We will. And by the way, can I stand in front of Katie for a second, just because I know I'm going to hear it on the text line. It's why we generally don't talk about specific trades, because it is tough, because she's got to ride on a plane with these guys. Yeah. Like, you got to. That's not part of her job, and I get it, and I appreciate it, and I disagree with you on the front court depth too. But that's why I'm big fat loaf sitting here talking, and you're traveling with the team, so I get it, and we appreciate it. Pack well. You'll be gone a long time, and we'll try to hold down the fort when you get back. Good luck tonight on the call.
All right. Thank you, fellas.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's not an either or. I mean,
right.
Yeah, for sure. Like
there's options. That's why I tried to ask like more need for the team.
Yeah,
she talked about depth. Yeah.
And God, she said Herb Jones. Yeah, of course. Oof, kidding me? I'd kiss Monty on the mouth if we got Herb Jones. Well, depending on who we gave up.
The starting 5.
Speaking of, as we go to break here, the Pelicans Bucks game tonight has been postponed due to snow in New Orleans.
Wow.
You got to wonder if Milwaukee's like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
This is causing,
This is what's going on? We'll take a break when we come back. Hey, let's look at the Pacific Division real quick with a Pacific Division matchup tonight. Who's got it better than who? Nobody. Let's look at the teams and see who's in the best spot now and in the future. We'll do that next.
The only place you'll find Kevin Herter is Sacktown Sports.
Herter's open, steps into 3. He's got the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Kevin Herter, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave coming to you from a good friends at American Energy. Look, it's already cold outside. It's only going to get colder. American Energy wants to help you stay warm and make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of the $49 tune-up inspection. Normally $119, $49 right now, and that includes a full safety and duct inspection. And check it out. If your system's over 10 years old, and I'll bet it is, the tune-up, it's free. It's free from a company that's been in business since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ Better Business Bureau. Check their Yelp, check their Google reviews. Don't take my word for it. Give them a call right now. $50 off your first recommended repair. If you need a new furnace, half off the price of a new unit. Check them out at theaeway.com and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9998 now. The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and vocal.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross. 916-339-1140 is the text line. Dave, I went to the Kings-Rockets game. And every time DeMar DeRozan scored, I sang, DeMar DeRozan. People in my section were initially confused and drunk, but also joined in the singing at the end.
Oh.
That's it. That guy's a damn hero.
I'll have to listen for that closer tonight.
Okay. The Sabonis thing, we were really trying. If this thing catches on,
Sabonis thing caught on.
Sabonis thing caught on.
Yeah.
Took a little bit of time, but I think that's what makes it good, is it felt organic.
It's there now.
That's like the all-time troll. Is it? Just imagining like the entire arena doing that. Then we just have to get one for everybody.
Yeah.
Like every time Fox scores, we do the ding, 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 and then everybody goes, Foxy! And then you got...
I think they can do that. If they play it a couple times and then he does something, you got to bring it down right when it comes to that point, right?
That's exactly how you would pull it off, Chris. So that's Fox, that's Sabonis. Keegan's got Keegan Murray, DeMar DeRozan to the tune of With Arms Wide Open. Now we're just left with Monk.
When they play the We Want the Monk, you need to say Monk. Yeah.
Gotta have that Monk.
But that's kind of a harder one for the whole.
Yeah. But what if they did? Okay,
I'm a pizza guy.
What if
it goes pizza, pizza, and then the rest of the crowd does the rest of our drop?
That's Little Caesars, dude.
No, the
pizza.
I'm so hungry.
Oh, okay. No, I kind of like the Christopher Laud method. Like, what if they went like, we want the, and then cut it off, and everyone goes, Monk. Gotta have that Monk.
Okay, I like it. I'll accept it.
Yeah.
Then Ellis.
Keon Ellis. Just repeat it. Just lesser. You got Trey Lyles.
I do like the music they play for Lyles.
What do they play for Lyles?
The Come On, Ride the Train.
Ride it.
Every time Trey Lyles scores, you play a little Madonna. La Isla Bonita. No, you're not feeling it? Okay.
What? Say it again?
La Isla Bonita.
You know what?
La Isla Bonita.
Time.
Wow.
One more time.
Yeah.
Third time's a charm.
Now I feel like you're mocking me.
Not at all.
What?
Or you can do Trey in the place where you live. Now face north. Think about it. No,
it's getting worse.
Stand.
I don't know.
Trey.
That's the first one syllable thing that popped up in my head. The Pacific Division is filled with 5 teams. That's the first thing we have to get out of the way. The 2 LAs, the Golden State, the Phoenix, and the Sacramento.
Yeah.
Jason, you posited a question this morning on the rundown that we've been waiting to get to. Who is best off in the division? And I want to ask you to define this question. Are we talking now? Are we talking future? Are we talking if you were an owner and you could draft an entire team, which one would you pick?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting. I mean, I don't even know if needs to be. Actually, if it's right now, I think it's an interesting question. If it's going forward, I think it's an interesting question because I think if you looked at every team, like let's start with the Warriors, their best player is still tremendous. Steph Curry. I mean, it's still everybody would want Steph Curry.
Yes.
We're not talking 10 years down the line. We're talking about right now. He's still tremendous. I think you could say the same for Durant and for LeBron, even AD to an extent there. Kawhi when he's right. Like those teams may all have better players, like the best player compared to the Kings. But, the Kings are younger as a core. financially, I think are set up better. I mean, these are, I guess, aging teams, but we also know like the Lakers can transform pretty quickly and have in the past, and some of these other teams. But I don't know, who do you think is best off going forward?
Well, I would say this. I agree with everything you said. Let me just add in as well. The Lakers have the 6th highest payroll in the league. Golden State has the 11th highest payroll in the league. The Clippers have the 13th highest payroll in the league. Phoenix is number 1.
Yeah.
Sacramento has the 15th. So Sacramento has a dead average payroll, like literally the definition of average. And the rest of those teams are top 13, which is just 2 off of Sacramento. The Clippers actually are the closest, as we said, at number 13. And when you look at even into next year, Phoenix owes 221. The Lakers owe 197. Golden State owes 147. The Clippers owe 167, with the exception of Golden State, which owes $13 million less than Sacramento's 160 next year. So I'm just looking at the whole thing. I will say this from a non-biased point of view, because I don't believe you could make an argument with Kuminga, Kevin Porter, Dalton Knecht, Ryan Dunn, and Keegan Murray. You list as the 5 best young players on each squad.
I tried to go like 24 younger, and it just felt like between Keegan and Kuminga, that was the others. It was like, man, this is a little bit of a stretch.
I would make an argument that the Kings have neither the best player or the best young player of any of those squads. But I think the Kings actually have, when you look at the amount of quality, it's like what they're lacking in, maybe they have an A in Sabonis, maybe an A- in Fox, and then everything else is like B pluses. And so I think their collective grade, when you combine that along with age, along with money, along with what's in the war chest. If I was an owner, which is how I look at this question, if I was an owner and I could come in and say, Dave, you can pick, you get the roster, you get the GM, you get the salaries, but this is now your team. You're opening up a team in Carmichael, and this is your team. I think I actually would pick the Kings situation, but here's the caveat on that, Jason. I think all things equal, I actually think the Kings are in the best spot. But you're also dealing with Matt Ishbia, with the Lakers and Jeannie Buss, Steve Ballmer, and Joe Lacob.
Yeah.
I think Ishbia is the weakest owner in the league, but he is flush with money. Not that Vivek's a pauper. Vivek has plenty of money, but I think I believe Vivek is actually the lowest total value owner in that division. And the thing is that even though I would rather be Sacramento right now, you and I both know those teams have aggressive and flush with cash ownerships. Plus they're all destinations. Sacramento isn't.
And just like we're seeing now, and I think this is a little bit what Phoenix is caught up in with Ishbia. Like I would not be shocked at all if they got Jimmy Butler. And it may net them decent short-term results, but I mean, decent, they need to basically win a championship, I think. But at some point, like they have almost zero assets going forward. And I could already see them to really turn that around. What they're probably gonna have to do at some point is trade someone like Booker, who's the youngest of their stars, to get value back and just kind of replenish. So I think the one team of the mix that has kind of been in this cycle that does the best at it, honestly, is the Warriors. I mean, I was looking at, when Jordan Poole was here the other day, I'm like, yeah, Jordan Poole, how did he get to the Wizards? Well, yeah, they got Chris Paul. Like, they still got a veteran to come. They moved on from him. Remember, they had D'Angelo Russell, turned that into Wiggins. Like, they've been able to keep, like, Steph and Draymond and, for the most part, Clay this whole run, and then still sprinkle in some other names. They've been better at it than, hey, the Lakers are all in on LeBron and AD, and then they just try to find pieces that go with it. So, and then the Clippers are a little bit of a mystery because Kawhi is their best player. It's just, where's that going?
Well, even Jordan Poole, you mentioned, the Warriors signed him to that ridiculous contract.
Just moved on.
And they were able to unload it. God, Poole's at 32 and 34 million over the next 2 years. He's making 30 this year.
And not that Schroeder's the end all be all for them, but like they had Shake Milton as a signee. He found the right team, moved on from him, got Schroeder. I don't know. They've been pretty creative.
We'll take a break. When we come back, what to watch tonight. And there's a lot to watch, including the Sacramento Kings on national TV versus the Golden State Warriors right here on Sacktown Sports, your home of the Kings. We'll break all that down. Some other notes we have before we get to celebrity birthdays and Alan Styles. We'll do it next.
Tonight, Kings and Warriors game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings. Sacktown Sports 1140.
Dunks, threes, buzzer beaters. There's so much NBA happening. I gotta keep up.
Easy there. There's a better way to NBA with the NBA app.
Wait, really?
Follow your favorite teams and the league's brightest stars. Be on the ball with real-time stats and scores.
Yeah?
And go behind all the drama with new docs and shows.
Are you kidding?
Catch every swish, dunk, and bucket. All of this, all in one place, all for free.
Thank you.
There's a better way to NBA. Download the app today. Available on the Google Play, Apple app, and Android stores.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit khtk.com.
Hey, it's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, and the regular season is over, but the high hand bonuses, those are not. $500 per primetime football game, whether it's weekend, Monday night, whatever it may be. And those bonuses available until the season ends, including the big game on February 9th. Capital Casino, 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com. Please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Hoblit Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Here's a resolution that's easy to keep. Grab the keys to a new Toyota truck and make every day an adventure. Get a low-cost lease on the iconic Tacoma, or get 1.99% APR or $2,000 cash back on the powerful Tundra. Every new Toyota includes Toyota Care, 2 years of complimentary scheduled maintenance. Resolve to live it up this year in a new Toyota truck. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium ready credit at 2325.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. It's the only place to see the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks, like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Megalodon, and more. It's big-time fun for the whole family. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Coming to Golden One Center this week. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Lock in your seats today at monsterjam.com.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
Tonight, Kings and Warriors game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings. Sacktown Sports 1140.
Sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Kings Warriors tonight, 7 p.m. Sacktown Sports is your home of the Kings. Here, the great Gary Gerald. Oh, by the way, you know that leak we had in our house right before Thanksgiving, and it destroyed half our house?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the last part, we thought, was the carpets, and they went in
yesterday, right?
They went in. They were there at 8 a.m. and they left at like 7 p.m. It's almost all completely done. They just have like one more little patch to get done, and then I guess somebody has to come in. Like there's like the paint right above the carpet is like not like somebody has to come in. I think and paint that. I ain't doing it because I'll have painted carpet. So we picked the carpet. When I say we picked the carpet, I told the carpet guy, I was like, what I always ask professionals, what would you do in your house? Like, which one would you take?
First, I'd match the drapes.
Well, it's funny you say that.
Do you have drapes?
No, but he's on 2 to 6 right here on Sacktown Sports. It's brown carpet, not like doo-doo brown. It's just like, normal house carpet.
House brown.
Also in Game of Thrones. But it's like slightly lighter than the regular carpet, which the only place you can tell, because the only place we have carpet is upstairs and on the stairs, right? No downstairs carpet. And the only place, because they put it in the kids' room.
So the downstairs carpet is bare.
It's tile or I don't know, whatever that stuff is. But like the only room that wasn't affected was the master bedroom. So when you open our master bedroom door, they mushed the carpets together. Like there's a nice little thing there, like no seam or anything. Mm-hmm. It's very professional. But our carpet is slightly darker than the new carpet. And it's like one of those things where it's like, I think I'm just going to go with it. Like, what am I going to do? Be like, take it all out? I can't do that. But like, here's my question for carpet people. Is there like a carpet stain? Like, is there like a machine that you can just like vacuum your carpet and it like puts dye on there to like slightly change the color of your carpet? Because it's just one of those OCD things that's really going to bother me.
How far off is it? It's noticeable to you, but if we walked in, would we know?
If you walked in, well, it's upstairs.
No, I know, but like if your carpets, you have two different colors.
Yeah,
carpets.
If I said, hey, walk down this hall and tell me if you see anything out of whack with the carpet at all.
Well, then you're looking.
Okay, so like you're just saying, like, would you know? Like if
you're gonna know, but I'm saying like if someone. You were selling it today, and I was going to buy it. I'm like,
you would notice. If you were buying it, you would notice. Yes, because you would be looking for imperfections. It does. No one will see it. Nobody else goes into our master bedroom except us. But like, I mean, what do I care? The dogs are going to pee all over it anyways. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. It's like, isn't that like part of the thing being a carpet person? You match that's going to happen. You match it. You match the carpet. It's not like we have special carpet. It's normal carpet. It's like house carpet.
The other big news, aren't you taking your daughter car shopping?
What?
Aren't you taking your daughter car shopping?
No. Why? Oh. What?
She cleaned her room. It's clean. Isn't it car time now?
It's like, wow.
We had a very nice conversation on the way home from school the day before yesterday because we have a U-Haul in our driveway that holds all of her room and her brother's room. And I said, you have an opportunity now. Your room will be perfectly cleaned and organized.
For her last few months at the helm.
And I said, so here's the deal we have, and I'll keep you guys up to date, and then we'll get into standings watch. I said, I'm going to help you because we have a thing in the house I call Avery spread, where she spreads her stuff all over the house like a disease. I said, from now on, once your room is back in order, which will be by the time I get back from New York and England, every morning when I get up before everybody, before I go to work, if I see anything downstairs that belongs to you, I'm putting it in the outside garbage. On my way out, I'm going to go to my car. I don't care if it's your trumpet. I don't care what it is.
You'll care if it's the trumpet.
Well, I'll care less because that's something she can easily grab out. What's going to suck for her is if it's her phone or something that's rather small, and I'm going to be like, bloop, to the bottom of the trash can. Like, I'll literally pull stuff back so she's got to dig for it. And I'm hoping I can help her with this because she's just not listening. I mean, she's listening, but she's just not doing it. So now I'm just chucking her stuff, dude. If it's downstairs, it's gone. We'll see. It's not easy, man. It's like they need like a magic 8-ball for this crap.
I was listening to someone too that they said UCLA is actually a terrible place for public transportation. It's someplace you really need a car for.
What?
Mm-hmm. As a Cal Penn interview I heard.
I've already
lost an internship.
I've already told her, like, because we had this argument, and I said, I'm gonna give her my keys to Uber. Like, she can Uber. It's probably gonna cost less anyways we'll see. She's too what time is it? She's too dumb to drive right now. I'm just telling you, dude, she's not. She's a young lady, but she's also so dumb about things. Like, I don't want her behind the wheel of a vehicle.
And she'll get better by not driving?
I think, I'm hoping she'll get better as she gets older and more mature and her brain develops so she doesn't do weird things like flop on the couch and knock a tray with cereal over, which happened the other day. Or
that makes you not able to drive a car.
She's not good under pressure. And
sounds like somebody I know.
Well, I'm good under pressure. This whole show is pressure.
You were freaking out about the possibility of the Kings being up 3-0 in the finals.
It's a whole different thing because I can't control it.
Oh, like other drivers?
You can be the best driver in the world and still have issues. You know what? We're getting to the point now where I feel like I'm jinxing things, and I'm very superstitious about it. Just saying. Why are they in the car right
Every
now?
single thing that every fan does at home or at the stadium makes a direct impact in the game.
Why are they in the car? They're in the car right now. She should have been at school an hour 40. I just got a text.
It's the carpet.
Trying to help you, Avery. You gotta work with us here. Yeah. We're gonna get you that car.
You guys don't care at all. Well, I'll leave Jason out of this. He's a nice person. You don't care one iota about my daughter driving. You just know I have issues with it, and you want to see me suffer.
No, I have issues with your issues.
Okay.
I think a kid needs a little freedom, get away from the parents and brother.
Yeah, it's called college for 4 years. Kings are 22-20, a half game behind the Mavericks, a half game ahead of the Timberwolves, a game ahead of the Suns, and game and a half behind the LA Lakers. When you look at who is in action tonight, I'll tell you who we're rooting for, Jason. We're rooting for the Nets hosting the Suns at 4:30. We are rooting for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, go T-Wolves.
In Dallas, that's the first half of the ESPN doubleheader that the Kings share. We're rooting for the Cavaliers against the Rockets. Just, why not? We're rooting for the Hornets in Memphis. Good luck. Hey, why not? We're pulling for the Jazz in Oklahoma City, where they're only 16.5 points. Hey, that's down from 17.5 earlier today. And we are rooting for the Celtics against the Clippers. That's in LA. Boston favored by 11.5.
Woo!
So if we be like 30-point favorites against LA, based on us beating the,
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
Yep.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, celebrity birthdays, Alan Stiles joins us, and so much more as we wrap up a Wednesday edition of the program right after this.
Kings and Warriors game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings. Sacktown Sports 1140.
Celebrate the new year in style with a new Honda from Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. With over 500 new Hondas in stock and ready to go, now is the time to save on your favorite Honda in person or online. CR-V, HR-V, Pilot, Accord, Civic, and Ridgeline. It's a new year with endless possibilities. Get the deals that make it easy to say yes at Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopiers.com.
Intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way 30.
Don't miss the excitement of 49ers game day. Secure your spot at Levi's Stadium for the 2025 season.
20, one block and he's in.
Season tickets are available now. Inventory is limited, so to speak with a representative, call 415-GO-49ers.
Touchdown!
That's 415-GO-49ers.
San Francisco!
Elk Grove Honda reports that Honda has earned 3 coveted 2025 Car and Driver 10 Best Awards for the 3rd year in a row, honoring the Honda Civic, Honda Accord, and Honda CR-V. Honda Accord wins for a record 39th time. You can see and drive all the new 2025 award-winning models at Elk Grove Honda and see why Honda cars and trucks continue to impress the critics. We are Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and switch to the expensive shampoo with amino acids. Sure, you don't know what those are or why you need them, but it sounds very impressive. And if you switch and save hundreds, you can massage it into your scalp every day. Now, if only you can get people to lean toward your head to smell those aminos. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shampoo. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Alan Stiles joins us.
That too.
Yeah, for another edition of Cross Talk.
Hey, we heard Alan earlier. We played your Keegan in here.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
What'd you think? You know, somebody on YouTube said I sounded really excited.
You did?
Yeah, you're talking to Keegan Murray right after practice. You should be excited.
You got the Rod Wave info.
That's right.
Yeah, we were proud of you.
I love Rod Wave too.
Couldn't tell you a single song. Still couldn't tell you a single song.
Hey, so I ran 4 miles this morning. Okay.
No,
I just wanted to tell you that,
the
especially you, Dave. The run doctor,
especially me.
That's right. But I want to take advantage of it, so I'm drinking coffee. Okay, but I'm fasting.
Hey, so you ran in a fasted state?
I ran in a fasted state, and now I'm not gonna have the dinner tonight at the game.
Why are you fasting?
Because I got to kickstart. I got on the scale yesterday. I need to kickstart some stuff.
Scale is not the end all.
I don't know why I did it, but I'm gonna kickstart it with
Is it a 24-hour fast? Or just see how far you go?
See how far I go. I'm just no oatmeal raisin cookie, no dinner, no lunch, just this coffee. Just a cup of Joe.
No creamer?
Creamer too.
Oh, okay. No.
Last week, I don't know who made the coffee last week, but it was strong as I don't know what. Friday.
That's Tom Maley. Tom Maley makes the coffee.
It kicked my butt.
Hey, want to see something scary? Oh my God, it's gum.
No, it has to be chewed.
Oh, okay.
Oh, ABC gum?
Alan.
Like if I reach under a table and I feel, I'm done.
I better not be here.
Alan told us during the break that he grew up with a unhealthy fear of chewing gum.
Yes.
Yeah, I too thought it was like something where he got invited to Maury and then they show him gum and then he just runs out.
I thought it was what I kind of thought it was what you said.
No.
Come on, man. No.
I showed him a picture.
That's disgusting.
Oh, there's like
a cotton candy.
That is so gross.
Those little chunks of
Those
the
are
gum.
teeth marks.
I won't have trouble fasting now. Thanks, Dave.
He's here to help.
Like, who's afraid of gum?
Me.
Like, what would that horror movie look
So
like?
you don't have it at all, ever?
Never.
Wow.
I tried when I was a kid, and it was terrible. It was disgusting.
Gum was disgusting.
You
just
didn't have
made
like
me-
some big old fruity gum that wouldn't taste great, sugary, and
Baseball, I just give me seeds. Give me Jumbo Ranch. Tastes like cup of noodles.
salt and pepper.
I like those too. Yeah.
The
crack pepper.
Crack pepper flavor is the best. That is the best.
Can't believe I told you that.
Can't. That is a new piece of it. I've never heard
This week's Friday Funny Games is going to be the
Oh, no.
100%.
I will not. I'm not going to be there.
I'm getting you a gumball machine for your birthday.
No, I just don't do it. And my grandma, God rest her soul, she would be just smacking on that Big Red. I said, Granny, I can't hang out with you right now.
A Big Red's a great. Who is afraid of gum?
Alan?
And says it's gross?
It is gross.
How is it gross, though?
Literally, my sister, she would chew it up.
Celebrity Birthday is brought to you by Carmichael.
Chase me around the house.
That's where it started.
She would chase you around the house with gum?
Yeah.
And you'd run?
Yes.
Older sister, obviously.
Yes.
From gum?
It's terrible. It was terrible.
Wow.
I can't be alone here, right, people?
No.
Who's listening?
So movies and
This
TV
thing
shows you don't like. Gum smoke? The naked gum?
Forrest Gump.
Come on.
Forrest Gump? Harry and the Gumdersons?
Yeah. It's just not good.
Gum being pokey.
Sometimes even the smell sometimes skeeves me out.
The smell
Yeah.
of chewing gum.
Yeah.
Gum and Gummer.
It wasn't Big Red. What's the one? What's the green one?
Double mint.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's the one.
Oh, it smells like mint. Gross.
No, it's a different.
It's a piece of gum that smells like mint.
Verlad knows.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't know.
He gets it.
I am not part of this.
No. The gum doctor.
If an athlete's talking while they're chewing gum,
Oh man. All right, but you should go to the gum wall in Seattle sometime.
yeah. Just not gonna do that.
I've actually licked a piece. I took a picture with my tongue touching a
I
piece
can't
of
even
the
drink
gum.
the coffee now.
That's gross. All right, celebrity birthdays. Yeah.
All right. On this date, in what year did the television show The Chappelle Show debut?
Oh,
I should be up in this. 98.
I think Dave is really close.
Thank you.
99.
Thank you.
2004.
No.
Chris is closest.
No.
2003.
No.
Happy birthday today.
I took a recorded VHS tape to my friends at a party to show them.
Oh God, I can't even imagine like little young Chris watching that. Like, this is the greatest thing ever. Oh hey, wait, hold on a second.
No, this
Was
is
it-
trouble.
no, it's a picture of my kids.
Oh.
It's a picture of my kids. What? My kids are disgusting. Wow.
Gum wall.
Like,
The
what's
gum
the
wall.
point of that?
Hey, happy birthday, Caitlin Clark.
25.
No, that's 24.
24.
23.
Ah.
Happy birthday to Guy Fieri.
Now here's
Fieri.
a guy.
55.
Not big on eggs either, me and Guy.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Eggs
It's
and
a
gum.
texture thing.
You know what? What about gummy eggs?
I like
Big butts.
fried eggs. I don't like scrambled eggs.
Yeah, how old's Guy Fieri?
Guy Fieri, what did you say, 55?
55.
No way. He looks great. 59.
58.
Chris is closest, 57. Former Niners coach
Detail on that.
George Seifert.
Oh, gosh. He's got 79.
No, he's 80.
84.
Chris is closest, 85.
Oh, geez.
DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Oh.
Oh.
You're going to be upset.
I am going to be upset, aren't I? Jesus.
Jesus, Jazzy.
64.
No, come on now. 60 on the nose.
62.
We have a correct answer. 60 on the nose.
Got one, baby.
What about the rest of them?
Yeah.
All right. Alan Styles coming up next.
Dieter Kurtenbach is going to join us at
Love
around 1 o'clock. So
Okay.
that's going to be a lot of fun. And Styles Presso coming up at 10 o'clock.
Okay. Call in with your chewing gum dates. 1-800-912-1140. For Jason, for Chris, for Katie, for Coach Jim Les, for Sean Salisbury. That's out. We're out. Let's light the beam. Okay. Bye-bye now.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan